Well, go on
No
then.
sound.
Blah 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 blah.
No,
No.
no, no. Possible.
He was looking
It's an American. I think it's an American thing because we don't have it. My late pass for being late. on 500 and I'm still stuck at 340 bloody 6.
Where's that smallest violin somewhere around here?
After me streaming all your streams for the last 6.
Well, didn't
The
you get
last
it?
3
Didn't you get any
months.
subs out of that at all?
No,
Oh, well,
no, because pretty much everybody who watches your stream was already subbed.
so, oh well.
To be honest, I need to start getting some more content up because that's what makes people sub. But
Yeah.
it's just been like really difficult, hasn't it?
Yeah. And I can see some regulars out there. Flow Rider, Carl, Surf, Stevie B. Who else made it over to the right stream because the other streams went kaput? Rimfondle came in.
Yes, room funds only 346.
Stevie B. Oh, hey, Surf. Yeah, there was a couple of others over on the other stream, so I don't know where they went. Can't they find me again? Yeah, I've got yous. What more do you want? What more do you want? Got Fred. Okay then, that's it. I'm not regular. Surf's not regular. Well, you can go to the doctor about that, or the chemist.
Well, if you're not regular, buddy, you're in the right place. You'll fit in well here.
Join us.
Yeah, where's Thank God It's Flat tonight? They're not showing up.
He's trying to revive the other stream,
Oh, there's
much like
TVB.
Flat Earth.
Well, I thought I'd kick off back to the Industrial Revolution again, but I thought we'll just do a bit of a reading because I haven't figured out what media we're going to be able to use without getting those you know whats from you know who. Not mentioning names. Alright. Can you see that?
Yes.
So if anyone couldn't guess what the thumbnail was, it was for this. You got your right glasses on this time, Alan?
Yeah, I've got my right glasses on this time. Right. Here we go then.
Yeah.
The telescope that was too big to use. Written by Kaushik Patare, September the 8th, 2016. Somewhere inside the historic building of Paris Observatory, on the banks of the Seine, is stored away in packing crates some of the biggest lenses ever manufactured. 2 of them measure 49 inches, 1.25 meters in diameter. These lenses were once the most critical components of the largest refracting telescope ever attempted. Construction of the Great Paris Exhibition Telescope began in 1892, within months after the French government announced plans for the 1900 World's Fair in Paris. The idea was to build a structure as impressive as the Eiffel Tower, which was constructed as the entrance to the 1889 World's Fair. These World's Fairs that were being held periodically all over Europe provided the hosting country, as well as participants. Scroll, please.
Yeah, I got to get the right thing in the right place. Where were we? Oh, not too far. Where were we?
No.
Are you on the second paragraph?
Yeah.
participants.
Yeah, I'm now. The words moved. As well as provided the hosting country as well as participants the opportunity to showcase advances they had achieved in manufacturing, science, and technology. Countries would strive for prestige by exhibiting their latest machines and products, their cultural achievements, and imperial possessions.
What do you think it was? A tube train or something, Alan?
I thought it I thought it was possibly some sort of
Is it an artist's representation or is it an actual photograph?
it looks. I mean, it looks like an actual photograph.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was trying to figure out.
It is.
Oh, here we are.
The great.
I glanced at it and thought, boy, that's a damn big cannon.
Just
Looks
3 years previously, France successfully concluded the 1889 World's Fair and was basking under its glory when news came that Germany was planning an international fair in 1896, or possibly in 1900. The news threatened France because they believed that the country which hosted the exposition at the threshold of the new century will define the philosophy of the entire 19th century to the world. The French government decided to act fast and announced the 1900 World's Fair, just to seize the initiative from Germany. The centrepiece of the Exposition Universelle was the Great Paris Exhibition Telescope, housed inside Palais d'Optique. The telescope had two interchangeable objective lenses, 1.25 meters in diameter, one for visual observation and one for making photographic plates. They had a focal length of 57 meters and the steel tube that housed them was 60 meters in length. Because of their enormous size and weight, the telescope couldn't be maneuvered to aim at astronomical objects. Instead, it was mounted in a fixed horizontal position, and light from astronomical objects was redirected into the optical tube assembly via a movable plane mirror system known as a focal siderostat. I'm guessing that would be our friend Leon, wouldn't it?
It'll have to be.
The telescope's eyepiece was placed on rails and could be shifted by 5 feet for focusing. With the lowest power of 500 times, the telescope had a field of view of 3 arc minutes.
Can you explain that in English?
Right, there are 360 degrees in a circle. There are 60 arc minutes in a degree. And then there are 60 arc seconds in a arc minute.
For reference, the moon is about 30 arc minutes in diameter.
Yep.
So this thing would be not able to see more than a tenth of the surface of the width of the moon at any time. That's a lot of magnification.
That is a lot of magnification.
You can see the mirror there that redirects it. Wow.
That big old mirror looks like the mirror you get at the bottom of a lot of optical light microscopes, doesn't it?
That's the size of it.
It does look a bit like that.
Apart from the size.
Yeah.
And these ones are obviously drawings.
Yes. They look like they'll have to be.
Hell of a big thumb wheel up there at the top of it.
I missed that. Oh yeah, up the top there, yeah.
The adjuster wheel up there, it looks like.
Yeah.
That's the size of a guy.
How'd they change it to adjust it then? Someone have to climb up there?
I'm gonna suggest they would have used probably an electric motor.
I can't read what it says underneath.
I don't know.
It says an engraving of the great telescope of the
No,
1900
the small
Paris
print.
Exposition.
No, there was small print under the picture.
Oh, yeah, that's not readable. Not for me anyway.
Okay.
I think figure 3. It's just telling you what the bits are.
Okay.
It's French as well, it looks.
French, yeah.
Yeah.
Parlez-vous
I will
français?
butcher
Although
that
it's not-
even if I could read it. I'm
It's
not
I
going
not-
to
could
try.
do it. I could do it
I
in
think,
hillbilly
well-
French.
Yeah.
I can do it in a New Zealand twang.
Right. I think it basically says figure 3, details of the great telescope, whatever. 1.
Lunette.
Vue de assemble, which I'm guessing is the viewing assembly.
Voodoo symbol. It's a hex. It hexes you.
2 is the siderostat. 3 La Jeanette. 4 is at the bottom. There is the ocular lens where you basically look in to see the image.
That's pretty cool.
I can't. As Terry's scrolling down, I can't see where 2 and 3 are. Well, we know what 3 is, but
Yeah, it
2
doesn't
is.
say it on the image what numbers or what.
2 is the big.
Oh, yeah.
No, 3. So 3 is the objective. So 3 is basically the objective lens end, and 4 at the bottom there is the objective.
It's incredible.
So it's the the end you're looking.
If you stepped in front of it, would you disintegrate?
Yeah.
We shall make a giant lens. Won't that be harmful?
Yeah.
Not for us.
Oh, scroll back up to the pictures, Terry.
That's pretty cool.
If you look at the very top one, the top bit, you'll notice that they're actually projecting the image onto a giant screen. So that's pretty cool as well. I guess that's why it's got a 57-meter focal length, so it can throw the image out right across the big audience watching everything.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I had no idea they made a telescope that big.
And neither did I.
The telescope was on display for about a year, during which only a few scientific observations were made. Astronomers watched sunspots and nebula and made large photographs of the surface of the moon. Despite the fact that its location in the fairgrounds near powerful and bright lights was not ideal for astronomical observation. In the end, the telescope turned out to be largely a gimmick and not a serious astronomical instrument. During the fair, thousands of people came to watch the telescope. They paid a few cents and peered through the eyepiece, but not a single buyer came forward. The company which had organised in 1886 to build the telescope went bankrupt, and the telescope was put up for auction in 1909. Still no one bought it. Eventually, the telescope was broken up for scrap, and the lenses and mirror were stored away at the Paris Observatory, where they still remain. Although the telescope turned out to be completely useless, as far as science is concerned, but as the centrepiece of an exhibition showcasing the best of the recent advances in industry and technology, it did serve a purpose. Today, almost all major optical telescopes used for astronomical purposes are reflecting telescopes, because reflecting telescopes are not limited in size and technological constraints the way refractors are. The largest functioning refracting telescope is at Yerkes Observatory, and it utilises a 40-inch, 102-centimetre refractor, 9 inches less than the Great Paris Exhibition Telescope. And I'm guessing that's the eyepiece holder.
You got a big eye.
Jeez.
Well, it took up had to have a building specially made for it almost.
I'm pretty sure that was a building specially made for it.
It's like, I've come to possibly buy your telescope. I heard it's very big. You get there. You did not tell me it was the size of a train.
Yeah. Yeah, could you just wrap it up and put it out in the car?
I don't think that will fit on the lorry.
Yeah, I thought you would like that.
It's very cool. Impressive they could make something, you know.
Well, we were looking
Like
at
that.
before how they make lenses and everything, and, you know, back in the 1800s. So
Yeah, Vim Frondel's been sticking a load of interesting stuff down in the side chat for us. Flowrider, 3 arc minutes. That would mean they would have to move the Foucault mirror at an insane precision to correct for Earth movement. Vim Frondel, siderostat, any other class of astronomical instruments consisting of a flat mirror that is turned slowly by a motor to reflect a given region of the sky continuously into a fixed telescope.
Interesting
Yes.
how the arrogant French thought they were just certain they were going to lead the world in something in the 20th century. Well, actually, they did, and mainly it was in surrendering.
Oh, yeah, Terry, don't forget there's a total lunar eclipse that you're going to be able to see on the 26th of May. Because you have to be on your side of the world, and south as well helps apparently.
is that the one where the Earth? Is that the one where the Earth comes in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one where
Total lunar eclipse. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Real.
I read the chart, and apparently New Zealand will see it too, but you know, that's if I read the chart correctly.
Yeah, but am I right in saying that's the one where the Earth gets in between the Sun and the Moon?
It is indeed, Terry.
Right.
Yep.
It's the one where the moon gets really dark in colour and becomes a really dark blood red.
Yep.
But what's the one where you can still see the Sun and the Moon in the sky at the same time?
Solar.
That is you mean where you got the lunar eclipse on one side and the sun is on the other side.
Yeah.
And both are just above the horizon because of refraction.
Selenhelion.
Selenhelion, that's the one. I did actually go out and photograph a Selenhelion eclipse. Unfortunately, all I got was a photograph of a bank of grey horrid looking cloud.
Oh.
I'll keep my eye out for that, Fondle, to see if I can see the
I'm
length of the
hoping
eclipse.
the eclipse is clear.
Although I was lucky because I did get home like 5 minutes before a god awful rainstorm started, like absolutely piddling it down, rainstorm.
Blue posted this. I'll play it. It only goes for 2 minutes. This will probably confuse people more than anything.
Oh no, this is not industrial revolution or anything. This will be worse technology than.
This is Brian Leakey.
This is Brian Leakey, yeah. This is his logic.
Oh dear.
Do we need any explanation before we watch it, or just watch it first?
I think we already decided that this is perfectly correct, and that the tube for LIGO does indeed end up being considerably higher at the far end.
And he's depicting a canal, like water,
Yeah.
water canal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he wants to put it against the water surface. Of course he does.
Behold,
talking
while he
about-
butchers it.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, he's talking about. He's talking
Say,
about
behold, while he
the,
butchers it, misunderstands it, and states how it's wrong. That's it. That's his way.
He's trying to talk about the LIGO device down in Louisiana, right? And how he thinks he can take a water level 2 miles long, or well, 4 kilometers long,
Okay.
and measure this drop.
Ah, okay. 4 miles.
But the confusion that Brian goes through is he thinks that he and I had a heated argument yesterday over this from the left side of the page where he's got 0 there. Okay, 8 inches drop, 1 mile away. That's where the center point is, according to him, 1 mile. Okay, I'll go along with that. Then 2 miles away, 32 inches, of course. 8 inches per mile squared, yeah. But then Brian says, and the drop from the center point, so the drop from the center point to the end point is therefore 24 inches. No, it's not. That's a different tangent, you dumbass. So anyway, let's just listen to it. It's kind of fun.
That's funny.
Oh, Terry, they're not hearing anything.
Canal, okay? In the middle, refine SC Montreal's skateboard paradox.
I forgot
okay?
about that.
So here you have LIGO.
Yeah, it
We're
is
just gonna
better that way.
use
Though.
2 miles to sum it up. 2 miles long. So here, do you have the drop model? Do you use a drop model or a hump model? Okay, they try to say both, and they try to use angles, but we're going to force the perspective here. We're going to drive it home. We're going to hold their feet to the fire. So if you're going to use the drop model, here's LIGO. This is the beginning of LIGO. Okay, 0 inches of drop. So the canal is dead level. This is the canal next to LIGO. So the canal represents 0 inches of drop. The canal is dead level at the beginning. Okay, 1 mile into LIGO, the canal, the water is dropping 8 inches below LIGO. Okay, on the drop model. And at the end, the canal is dropping 32 inches below LIGO. Okay, now for the hump model. Okay, you have your canal. Okay, in the middle. Okay, it measures dead level at LIGO. You go 1 mile to this end of LIGO with the measure the canal. It's 8 inches below this end. Now over to this end. 1 mile this way, it's 8 inches below this end. Okay? So this proves that your model is strictly mathematical. Globers like to say that it's both. It's just a different angle, okay? This takes away your angles. In reality, if LIGO is perfectly straight next to the canal is going to say in the middle, there's 0 drop from the canal from LIGO. At this end, it's going to be 0 inches of drop. And at this end, it's going to be 0 inches of drop. And everything in between will be 0 inches of drop because water is level. So shout out to SE Montreal and his skateboard paradox. I'm trying to drive it home. We'll see where it gets us. If there's something I don't understand, please let me know in comments.
Only thing you drove home, buddy, is the short bus. Jesus, God. Brian fails to realize that, or recognize the simple fact that LIGO is actually built sitting there. You don't get to determine at this point in time where LIGO is tangent to the surface of the earth. Sorry. He has no idea what he's talking about. It's absolutely astounding.
Pretty sure there was an article on how they accounted for it to keep the tube straight, when they built LIGO,
Yeah.
And the fact it's in the ground, you can create your own shape. It's like, do you realize this?
Well, what they literally did, I've studied this a bit. What they literally did was they picked if you imagine LIGO's two arms that are 4 kilometers long each, forming a right angle, which they do. That forms basically a triangle, right? Someplace out there in that triangle, they picked a point and said, okay, this is going to be the point for a tangent plane, and everything will be tangent relative to that point. So both the arms of LIGO lie in that tangent plane. And they selected that for the obvious reasons, just like you do with any construction project when you're going to have to be moving dirt around. The last thing in the world you want to do is get to the end of the project and have a great big pile of damn dirt you got to get rid of. Or even worse, have a big hole in the ground that you got to go buy more dirt to put in. If you do these things right, the dirt that comes off the high spots goes in the low spots and everything works out really nice. But Brian refuses to understand that you can't change that now. It is what it is. Who knows what point on those lines would actually represent a tangent. And the fact is probably none of it. So these 8-inch per mile drop things just won't make any sense at all.
Looks like you're going to have to make a video and address this.
Yeah.
Before he teaches 10 more people.
I'll confuse
it. At least it's only 2 minutes.
Well, that's about the attention span of a flat earther.
Well, I reckon we could stretch it out to 10 minutes by explaining how LIGO does work.
Well, they'll have to watch it in 5 parts then, Terry.
I think Blue just did that.
Oh, okay. There you go, Blue. There's your video. Just edit that bit out, upload it, away you go. Credit to Terry Davies on the Aussie perspective. Thank you.
Yeah. Just at the end where it says, any comments, let me know. If we've gone wrong, let me know in the comments. Well, allow me to retort.
Oh, I didn't check did we check the comments for that?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Terry, there you go. There's a total lunar eclipse. That's what they kind of look like.
What are you doing? Where are you?
Beautiful.
The moon is actually so dark you can see the stars in the background.
Wow.
On a full moon.
Yeah, but will this lunar eclipse happen in the daytime or nighttime?
11:19 for me. PM.
They're always going to happen opposite the dark side of the Earth.
Yeah.
because the Earth is between the moon and the sun.
Yeah, exactly. So it wouldn't be in the
So
daytime.
the people who can see the moon are going to be on the dark side.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's not a dark body that we can't detect, see, or know about, but it's there.
Unless there's, well, yeah. But of course, Terry's going to see the shadow of the turtles, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm going to look for the legs.
Mm-hmm.
Turtle legs.
And the elephants.
On the elephant. Oh, we don't need that anymore. Okay.
Oh,
What time is it where you are, Terry?
What now? It is
Yes.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Okay.
It's 12 o'clock for Alan, and it's 7 o'clock for Blue. Ish.
Yep. So you're only 2 hours behind me. So it starts at 9:19 for you
Okay.
on the 26th, going into the morning of the 27th.
27. So next Wednesday, Thursday morning. Okay. Oh, there's no name. We were just talking about you before. Hey, Phil.
Yeah, I'm sure his ears were burning.
You know you don't get paid, no name, for shilling me out on someone else's channel. Okay. Well, we're not going to have any questions tonight because Paul's not here, and I haven't got anything back for backup.
Is there any Lindsay?
There's a Lindsay I can show you. That's his
Oh,
channel.
I better unpause my slideshow, hadn't I?
Right, there we go. That's Lindsay, and we're up to. Could have been that one, going deep into the black hole of our flat Earth.
Yeah, we did that Saturday, or
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. Must see FB deleted the black hole of creation. That's an 18-minute one. And then we start. Oh, we're still. He keeps bringing them out too quick. We're not going to be able to catch up real quick. That's a 26, a 27, a 23, 27, 27, and an 18. So you either must run out of things to say on these shorter ones. So do you want to keep going sequentially, or do you want to skip any? Because he's going back into the black hole again, but it says FB deleted. So what's that? What do you mean FB? Facebook?
I'm guessing. Proof: no celestial bodies are spherical. They are.
The Plato's Cave has taken my interest.
Yeah, but that's a full 27 minutes and 13 second one.
Yeah, that's a full on one. That one.
Yeah, but we've got no question.
Yeah, we've got no questions. Yeah, but I could play it at half speed. What do you call it?
Half speed.
You mean 1.5 speed, so that it's playing like.
Well, you can take that both ways. I could play at half speed if you're saying there's no questions. We can always drag Lindsay out. No, I will do the Facebook one.
So you think slowing him down might understand him, Terry?
I just have to say to Boomfrondle for that last post.
It's impossible.
Uh-oh, someone's knocking on the door. Somebody's knocking on the door.
Open
Phil.
the door.
Yeah, I did. I opened the
Hey,
door.
Phil.
Hey,
I think it's Phil.
Hello, Phil.
It's Phil with no avatar, but that's okay. He's a professor. We'll let him off.
Well,
oh,
That's
you can just
okay.
change it.
That's
on the
okay. You
fly
probably
now,
haven't. You
can't you?
probably haven't been on here for a while, and it probably lost your little man.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you
hear you.
fine. Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
you're
Thank
coming
you.
through
I
loud
just
and
wanted
clear.
to pop in to say hello to you guys.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Oh, good. And I see that you've got our favourite guy up there.
Yeah,
Planning to show us some of his.
we're just about to work out which one. I got one here. It says
Oh,
must see
okay.
Facebook deleted. So we're going to have to watch this one to see what the story was for that one.
Okay.
You just want to watch it for the boobs and butts.
You
don't
need to
Phil?
unmute him, Terry.
Yeah, I just like the soft
Unmute
porn.
who?
Forgot the
Oh,
button.
that's all right.
I can't unmute it until I press play.
Well, you can unmute it before you press play.
We've got
Oh,
a
what it
Biz
folks.
out in the person out in the side chat called Biz. I don't know who that is. They're naked anyway. Here we go. This one's 18 minutes.
Welcome back. I just thought I'd show another example of how to understand flat earth, how it works. So bear with me. If you haven't seen my site before, you might want to go back and check out some videos first, because you won't know what the heck I'm talking about. Don't expect the flat
How's
earth
that going to help?
to be revealed within 20 minutes. Doesn't take 20
Wait
minutes.
a minute, no,
to show how
no.
the system
Hang
works.
on.
But today we're talking about the black hole and how it's amplified our realm. It's what creates Earth. The black hole. Science is talking about it at the moment, but they don't really understand it. I know what it is. I know what it's doing.
There we go.
So there's a black hole basically, and on the horizon of the black hole is the sun. That's the voltage that's been
I
created
thought that was his egg.
through the dual systems. There's two systems coming together that create the cross circuit and the voltage. Bang, create the sun. So there must have been some sort of a bang to set the sun going in the strong magnetic field in the centre of the Earth.
So he believes
So
in the
imagine it
big.
like a donut.
So he believes in the Big Bang Theory then, or just he's using that as a crossover.
We are inside the donut. That part is outside the donut, isn't it? That's the non-physical outside the donut. So we're classed as physical, so that's non-physical. So we don't see what's out there. We're stuck in.
Hey, didn't we call it a donut? He's never called it a donut before, has he?
Yeah, he's used the word donut before.
He has used it before. Okay. I just didn't want him plagiarising our terminologies for anything we might call his model.
You know what I think it is.
Yeah, we know what you think it is.
Decide the magnetic flux field of what's in here. This is creation. That's the tree of life. Everything is in there. So right where the sun is, bang, is the black hole. And around the black hole are the planets, blah blah blah. Everything is out there. A strong magnetic vortex in the centre of the Earth that we do not see, because we are out here. Just like a donut, that's the physical part of the donut. The non-physical, the hole in the donut. But we dwell in this part. We do not see that part. So the black hole is creation, is what's created, our realm, and exploded, amplified.
Has he ever explained what happens if we try to go to the middle of the donut?
I don't think we're allowed to go there, although of course people do go to the North Pole.
Yeah.
No.
That's
That's
where your
the place
jewellery
of
hangs.
that's the place of inaccessibility. Remember?
Yeah, that's jewelry hangs right there.
But my real question is you know, as we have so many actual poles, like, you know, we have the geographic pole and the magnetic pole and the pole of inaccessibility and all the other ones. They're all in different places. So where exactly is the vortex?
Above the North Pole.
Well, you can't see it. It's that simple.
Whirling around in the donut hole.
Yeah.
Black
in the middle
hole.
of the donut.
The black hole's in the donut hole.
Yeah.
It's the uncreated area that he knows about, but we can't see for some reason.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
He downloaded the information from the big head.
Of course, I mean, as we always say, the biggest problem with trying to debunk Lindsay is that he's just so catastrophically wrong that where would you start?
Well, to debunk someone, Alan, you need to know what they said first.
Yeah,
that's
what I mean.
Yeah.
It appears he's using English, but looks can be deceiving. He's speaking Lindsay.
Place of creation. The Father and the Son. The Father is the creator, the black hole. There's the Son, Father and the Son. Then you've got the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit being whatever it's created, that's us. So there we have the black hole. There's the Sun. So
where was the Holy Spirit?
Father and the Son.
Yeah, but I saw the Father and the Son, but where did the Holy Spirit? That was like in thin air or something.
We
Yeah, he just pointed out to thin air.
like
Over
what is
there.
created is the Holy Spirit. He said.
Over there, yeah.
So we are that.
Oh, okay.
Thin whiteboard, I guess.
I'm trying really hard to get this.
No, do not absorb any of this knowledge and incorporate it into physics at all.
You'll get a migraine, Phil.
You'll create
really
a damn black
struggling.
hole with the sun inside it, and yep, struggle along with us.
Phil, I dare you to show this to some of the other faculty in your physics department.
I would be certified if they even thought I watched it.
Come on, you got to tell us a really good laugh. I mean, you know, you get some good laughs out of it.
They say,
It's
Phil,
not, it's not
is this
worth
what
the
you
risk,
do in your?
Phil. It's not.
Is this
Yeah.
what you do in your spare time, Phil? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not worth the risk.
That would be the exact question I would get.
We know it's a magnetic field. It's a torus field. Magnetic. It's all magnetism. So let's just
Oh no.
imagine it's a ring magnet.
Yeah, we've already tried
You'll
that
get
one,
taught
Phil.
that, you know, this is the flux of the ring magnet. And basically, when you bring that together, it's an atom. Similar thing, same thing.
It's similar.
And there's magnetic
think
fields.
so.
It's magnetism inside an atom.
When have you seen an atom like that, Phil?
I'm still trying to work out how he got that to be an atom, frankly.
Well, he drew two circles.
That's rather interesting.
He drew two circles on each side of the ring
I was trying to work out.
magnet, like with the electrical field going in and out, around, and it's like an atom. There you go.
Well, I'm trying to work out the orbitals, you know, that would create a like that. Could be if he had two atoms together, you know. Maybe he doesn't know that. Maybe we could suggest that to him.
Oh, don't help him, please.
So there's your two magnetic realms, fields coming off a ring magnet. So then you think, well, you know, that's back in there and it's amplified out here. So what have we got out here? We have two fields. The northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. The northern hemisphere all the way out to here and the southern hemisphere. So there's your two. So what we can say is, you can go, well, bang, there's Earth. Look where the sun is, it's in the centre. That's the elliptic region of a flat Earth round. We see the sun in the elliptic plane out here, moving around.
What?
Out here is horizontal, in there is vertical. It's the opposite, or right angles to it anyway. So, and the sun, and the egg, that sun, moves around 24/7. The egg, the sun sits in, black hole, that turns. And look what happens out in our room. The sun turns, it goes around our room 24/7. That's it there. Except here's a dual system, negative and a positive up here. So there's a dual system, but we don't dwell down here. There's nothing to do with us.
His
We're up here.
negative and positive magnetic fields again.
Yeah. Negative and positive at the same time.
Yeah, except we don't have negative magnetic fields.
Hmm.
And
I'm just wondering about the seasons, though. How does he cope with that? Has he mentioned that before?
I think he tried to.
yeah,
do that.
that's when he sticks his arms out and swings side to side and talks about the ecliptic.
Yeah, that's it. The ecliptic plane.
Oh, wow, okay. Oh, he believes in that.
Yeah, perihelium and
Ecliptic.
upper helium or something, or whatever it is.
Yeah, because it's all in the vortex, and it spins around a bit in the vortex in the middle
Oh,
and changes
okay.
angles. That's what that is, apparently, from what I remember. I remember lots of arms sticking out to the side like he's playing aeroplanes and
are the other
Swinging up
planets
and
on
down.
this ecliptic as well?
In the vortex. They're in the central vortex.
Yes, they are sort of, apparently, but they're all in that central vortex and then get projected.
Yeah, to the
Oh,
dome.
okay.
Out to the dome of the donut.
I'm trying hard to pretend I actually understand all that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Phil. We're all on the same boat here.
I'm just
Yes,
repeating
yes.
his word salad. I'm not trying to pretend to understand.
Yeah. Don't
The whole
try to
realm might go like
understand
that.
it.
We might be in a full circle, but we're confined in this area here. So, because we dwell between here and here, I guess you put the black hole up here, in the centre, between there and there. Centralise it again. There's your sun. Because everything breaks down in integers. It breaks down like a magnet. So there you got 2. And then you take that half and break it down again. And every time you break it down, you've got two magnetic forces, and in the centre, electrical force. That's what we have in our realm out here, isn't it?
Ooh.
2 magnetic fields and electrical force. Because it's the sun that's created this third entity, a dual system, opposing forces, not doing anything until this third entity is created. So nothing was.
He's saying the sun created the.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, but this is a completely different explanation of stuff
yeah.
to everything he's ever said before.
What is it?
I used to like his figure of 8 magnetic fields. How the hell do you make a magnetic field do a figure of 8?
Mm.
Sorry, a magnetic field line do
Yeah.
a figure of 8.
And changes
Well,
polarity
I don't
as it
think
goes
he
around.
I don't think he understands that. I don't think he actually understands what magnetic field lines actually are when we draw them.
Well, I think his model changes with his medication dosage.
You could be right.
Yeah. So morning dose could be different to his evening dose. Yeah, that explains a lot with some of the videos.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Give something to think about.
Was happening till the sun was created. As soon as the sun was created, bang, it set everything off. Because it was the opposite. There's no north and south pole being opposites. They are both exactly the same. You don't have a dip there and a dip there. A downward dip here and a downward dip here, and a borealis there and a borealis there, and say they're different. Yet up here at the equator, we have the compass dipping up, pointing up. There's the opposite. It's a no-brainer. The 2 opposing forces now rushing to the third entity, the opposite. And that's the cycle. They rush in, get pulled down through the earth because this is an opposite force pulling up. This pulls down, goes up there. That shoots down and goes back up there. But this, you get a bit of flow back out here, but the bulk of it goes back in here because that's the strong magnetic field, the strong magnetic opposite force that it's attracted to, gets sucked in. So it gets sucked down there, it's getting pulled up there, because now the sun's created, there's extra pull, so it's pulled up, it's pulled in. Bang, you get the sun on the horizon of the black hole. So there's your sister. It's another way of looking at it. Simple. You can't deny it. You can't say that it's opposite to that. It's complete bullshit. You cannot say it's south down here and north at the top of a spinning ball. Because the north and the south, they're attracted to each other. They cancel each other out. There would be no existence between north and south. So there have to be two opposing forces with the third entity. There's two opposing forces, north and south, and the third entity in there. They rush into it. And there's your... That's how it works. Tropics. They rush in. But this is only the amplified version, a projection. The real stuff's happening back in here where we do not see. So whatever's happening there is out there amplified. It's all amplified, all based on frequencies. Amplified frequencies. The centre of the hole.
Oh God, he's gone
The centre
there
of the guitar.
again.
And the frequencies come out of the sun.
I'd like to pause this more often, Alan, but I just can't because nothing makes sense to even half comment on.
No. Again, he's now completely misusing the word frequency again.
Again, yeah.
I just wanted to point that out. I mean,
Yeah.
like you say, how do you comment on complete and utter word salad drivel?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lindsay, if you hear this, but that's exactly what you're doing. Word salad drivel.
Dribble, that's it.
The sun's the frequencies. Sound and vision. Frequencies. And we know
Nice boobs though.
all the frequencies are all sitting up here in the layers. Even Tesla mentioned these separate layers.
Of what?
If you want to follow this guy, if you're into this alternative stuff and magnetism and energy, check out Gerard Morin's site. He's a bit of a dag, but I love that guy. He's onto it. This is where this free energy is going to come from sooner or later. It's all about
I
resonance
thought you were going to mention Ken Wheeler there.
in the system, but having the right resonant frequency. So there's all the atmospheric layers, and there's the sun sitting at the top. Who sits at the top of the mountain? God, Jesus. Well, that's the sun. There's Jesus, the sun. There's the creator, the black hole. The sun.
How'd the sun get projected over to there? I thought it was in the middle.
And we see the white light because of all the different layers. Our vision sees this. At the top is white light, all the colours of the spectrum, white light.
I just realised he basically did personal domes the other week, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it gets reflected off the main dome, and then our personal dome re-bends it around so that it all looks right. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, but it looks different to me if you're standing 10 feet away from me. You've got a dome there too.
So that's that.
Oh no, there's
Your
a certain
personal dome.
no, there's a certain distance, wasn't it? Your dome?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
And yeah. So if you look, I don't think the black hole has a 3D image. I think it just looks like that. It's just flat. We'll never see it.
Oh,
The
right,
science
did
will
it.
give you
Sorry.
these fancy images on TV and stuff, but you don't see it. We can't get up and see down through there. We can't even get into here. We don't even see it. It's not in our realm. That's our physical realm. Being inside the donut, the torus, not that gap in the middle of a donut.
Right.
It's written.
Is it?
Man will not accept this. Man will not accept this godly.
He can't even get his own quote right for a citation.
Man will not accept this. Rather, for it is not
What?
earthly. Man will not accept this godly place, for it is not earthly. Something like that. Can't remember.
Excuse me.
And just remember,
Need to do your homework, Lindsay, next time.
the sun is in many places, but only seen in one. As an individual, because our pupils are tuned to this black hole. The black hole,
Are they?
pupils are black holes. We're tuned, and because we're fractals of the sun, we're broken down to two. The main entity is the one.
What did he say? Fractals of the sun? I'm sure he said fractals.
All I know, as I have repeatedly said, yeah, he did say fractals.
Yeah.
That this guy is fractally not even wrong.
Yeah.
Not even wrong.
Once black hole, we're now become two. There could be another realm within us, within our existence. It might have four eyes. But where was I going with that?
Yeah,
So
where
it's
you
all
were
based on
going with
frequencies.
that?
We're tuned to the frequency.
No
We're tuned to
one-
black hole frequencies.
We're not going to help you.
No one knows. No one knows, Lindsay.
Everything exists on frequencies. And yeah, that's right. The sun's seen in many places. The sun is in many places, but only seen in one. So it's not a physical
Hang
object.
on.
It's out there
How
in
do you-
the plasma field.
What was that, Owen?
How do you have a hole? How do you have a hole in a? Well, I'm going to assume that it's a two-dimensional object. But he just said he just drew that line
Yeah.
and said it's whatever. Well, I'm assuming that assuming it is actually a two-dimensional object that comes out of the board as well. How does he have a hole in it?
Ah. That's confusing.
I suppose you could have an area of. Sorry, I'm overthinking again, aren't I?
And there was another saying, know ye that which is formed truly is formless, having form only to thine eyes. So it's only our senses, our eyeballs, and every other things that see the physical world. Nothing's actually physical. I'll read you something on, I actually posted it on Facebook. I'll read it out. Might come across a bit better than me trying to explain it if it's not written. Oh, here we go. Holy cow. I've just written a big spiel about this, the two systems, and how you've all been fooled right from school. And Facebook, this content isn't available right now. When this happens, it's usually because the owner only shared it with a small group of people. What? I'm on my own site. Hang on, maybe I'm not.
He's obviously looking at something that he didn't post.
I'm on my own page. I can't read it to you. Well, you dirty buggers. I'll tell you, it's basically how you've been fooled all our lives. How simple man is to think that there's a
You can't even
positive
use
or a north and a
Facebook.
south. Because what is north and south? What the hell is that? They don't want you to think it's north and south. I mean, negative and positive, because they attract and they neutralise each other. There's nothing left. There's nothing in between them. There's no motion. That's it. Nothing there. But two opposing forces, with an attraction in the middle, they'll circulate. So, that was basically the big spiel anyway. What else did I explain?
I like how he gets lost in his
Yeah,
own
no, I
thoughts
can't think off the top of my
sometimes.
head now. I was all set to read that.
Yeah.
Dirty buggers.
Has he never heard of writing a script?
No.
I can't believe
Oh,
that.
he writes notes on the
That's-
board sometimes.
That's factual. I spelt it all out. That's why they're not putting it on. They're watching me. They know.
They're watching him.
Yeah, so it's just basically what I mentioned
I'm
anyway.
going to
You've got the
bet
dips here.
he shared something on his Facebook from
Right.
somebody else,
Yeah.
and the somebody else has removed it, which of course now means that you can't access it.
Yeah, but he reckons he wrote something.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I bet he shared it I bet he saw it somewhere else in Facebook and shared it, and now that content is not available anymore.
Yeah.
Because that's what these idiots usually do.
we've known for 150 years that dips, but they don't tell you. You go on science sites, and recently I actually dug deep and found a couple of sites that did mention.
Sean said he's nuttier than squirrel poop. And crunchy too, Carl said.
They dip at one end and not the other. Like it dips here and up here, which is total bullshit. Then there comes the sites that actually mentioned it had them for years, that there's two dips. And it's pointing up here. But most of the time they'd only mention it dips here, and then forget what's going on here and just go straight to here and it's the opposite there, it goes up there. They don't say that these are both dipping to keep it from you. It's they're just keeping the whole story from you, so you think you live on a spinning ball. So these are exactly the same. There's the opposite. Once you understand that, you cannot deny this flat earth model. It does not work on a ball. That's a spinning ball. North and a south. It'd have to be negative and positive, wouldn't it? You got north and south, negative, positive, two. You get positive electron, negative electron, cancel each other out. Proton and electron cancel each other out. Or positive ions and negative ions across each other out. High pressure and one low pressure will cancel each other out. You need two cold pressure zones, low pressure zones, and one high, or two highs and a low for the weather to circulate. They all mean the same thing. They're just used in different applications, basically. But to say that's north and south,
did he say
just got a label on
protons?
it.
Did he say protons and neutrons cancel each other out? I
Yeah,
thought he said that.
Yeah, he went down the whole lot with all that.
Probably.
Interesting.
I was kind of just letting it wash over me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am trying desperately to understand it, to be honest.
Oh, Phil.
Phil, that's where you're making a mistake, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clearly.
You can hear what he's saying. You might not understand what he's saying. You might not be able to debunk what he's saying because you can't understand what he's saying.
I've worked out that I actually understand every single word.
Oh, yeah,
I
we
just don't
understand the
understand
words.
them together.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
understand.
they're all proper English words, and if he says them, he enunciates them, and yeah, he says them pretty well. It's
Yeah, his
just
diction's quite good.
it's just
I understand the words perfectly. It's the order he puts them in that causes me a problem.
Yeah.
exactly. Blue. In fact, I'm pretty sure he could be quite an interesting bloke to listen to if he wasn't talking complete and utter tosh.
They don't want you to know or to think it would be negative and positive, because that would be stupid. But if they
And John says, please don't break the professor. No, we won't, John.
both the same, ooh, it'd be getting the cat out of the bag, wouldn't it? Yeah, well, that's what's happened. The cat's out of the bag. You can't deny it. These same lying
Time's up,
the same
Lindsay.
people that wrote up a...
He's really going to be annoyed by this Facebook thing.
No, okay, well, I've got to find out what's happened there. I'll get back about that later. I think that's all I've got. Catch you later.
Are you talking to the retard?
Did your finger slip, Alan?
Yeah, my finger slipped.
It's impossible.
Oh, there's your weekly dirt from Lindsay. Geez, I'm having trouble seeing.
Wow, that was a lot, Terry. It was a lot to take in. Wow.
Yeah, the thing is, I let it go in my ear, but I don't let it go too far.
I couldn't even picture one thing he was saying. Sometimes I can, you know.
Yeah.
Just a visual aspect, not in the like a practical working aspect, but he lost me in that one.
What's Thurston saying?
It
Using a
seems to
1
always
mile
be
water
no.
level, you could use one reading to measure where the tangent point is on the... Oh, of course, there's water level on the ends. Is Thurston talking to? Sometimes
I
they
think
publish.
he might be. I think he might be. I think he might be a little behind in the stream.
He's not talking
Yeah, the
about
Lego
the.
stuff.
Lego.
He's not talking about the something we played at the beginning.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think you got to
He's
hit.
talking about Lego.
Yeah, it looks like it. That was at the beginning of the stream. Might have to type that in to the side chat. Carl's brain's crying. Sorry, Carl. Would you like something a little bit more, less derpy?
Yes, please.
Something a little bit less derpy. Well, I've got Karen wants
After
Nerf
those two,
guns
Terry, it
banned.
wouldn't be hard.
What's that?
I said after those two, it wouldn't be hard to have less derpy.
Well, I've got Isaac. Got something from Isaac.
Right.
That's not too bad.
Isaac's always good.
The Level Earth Observers. That's from Wally. And I got which one? Oh, did I double up on that? I must have doubled up on that one. I haven't got a lot of videos here. Oh, I did have the Ranty and Witsit debate round 2. We could sneak into that a little bit as well.
Yeah, that would be good.
Because I didn't catch all
I've
of
seen
that.
that yet.
Yeah, I didn't catch all that.
I completely missed it.
Oh, that's your excuse.
That sounds like it could be interesting.
Yeah, we might do that after and then leave Wally. And I did have Rocks Confused Creationist from Simon Dan. I don't know what that is. I hadn't seen that one either.
Look, everything confuses creationists.
Oh, I forgot that I am on 1.75 speed and haven't caught up yet. Okay. Were you caught up yet?
There is a little button that says live.
Yeah, that would help. John Bernard's
And then I always.
Did you see John Bernard out in the peanut gallery?
Yeah, I saw John Bernard's out there.
Yeah, what's he saying? Level is level.
Curve is
Level is
curve,
level,
and horizontal
curve
is horizontal.
is curve, and horizon is horizontal is horizontal. Easy.
Easy.
Truer words were never spoken. I think he nailed it.
But I don't think sea level is horizontal. I think sea level is the level at which the tides are.
Yeah, no.
Something to do with the tides.
Yeah, but he didn't make any of those crazy claims. He just said level's level, curve is curve,
Yeah.
horizontal is horizontal.
Yeah, but sea level
I totally
is
agree with that statement.
That's these last
Yeah.
one. Huh? That one was okay, but the one after that, he goes, or sea level is horizontal.
Uh-oh. And you were doing so well, John.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, till I read that one.
You had it right up to the
missed it by that much.
Almost stayed in bounds. Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
So close.
Mm-hmm.
G'day you good motherfuckers, the Buttsman here. I'd like to start this video just by saying I know I've talked about everything to do with vegans. I've covered every possible topic. But I need to show you this. No one has ever argued against veganism more articulately or covered the subject more succinctly. I give you this masterpiece.
Have you ever thought about going vegan? like having sex with a vegan girl. I tried to, but I didn't like it because she complained. She's like, "What's in your semen?"
Wow, just wow. Veganism destroyed. Good work. You know, there's many things about Australia that Americans, when they visit, just don't understand. Take, for example, this lady who moved here from Texas in 2017. She recently made a TikTok, and as of recording this video, has about 600,000 views, and it was covered in the Australian media. She listed some of the culture shocks that she witnessed here in this country. She couldn't believe the differences of this wide, brown land with its beautiful landscapes and everything on 8 legs trying to fucking kill you, and also everything without legs trying to kill you as well. Oh, wait, hang on. That's the wrong photo. That's Oscar Pistorius. He's from South Africa.
Close enough.
Anyway, she explained some of the crazy differences between Australia and America.
I don't think Isaac's music.
That we are known across the world as those fucking people that say all the time. And can I just say, I'm proud of you. Is a great word, and it doesn't always mean exactly what you think that it means. In Australia, if someone's a great person, they're a good. But if you just call them a, then they're a bad. But good doesn't just mean. Okay, it means another thing. We're actually referring to this particular acronym, and I will spell it out for you right now. The acronym, of course, we've all taught this in our first year of school. C stands for caring, U stands for unbelievable, N stands for now I'll tell you what, this is not a bad person, and the T stands for tell you what, this a good. I think you all get what I'm saying. Cheers. Why are you locking your kids up all day? I mean, I know you like locking up little Mexican kids trying to cross the borders up all day, and then for several days. Oh, hang on. No, that doesn't happen anymore because of President Biden. They're now not kept in cages. They're kept in overflow facilities.
Because I just wanted to ask Blue a question since he's here. Do they not give kids a mid-morning break in American schools?
Blue.
What?
Alan was asking you a question.
Do they not give mid-morning breaks?
Yeah.
Hell no.
American schools. No?
Hell no. Little bastards are in school. They don't get a break. They get a break when they get out of school.
Did you tough?
So what time? What time do they start and finish?
I don't know. Generally, they start about 8 o'clock in the morning and they finish around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Who needs a break between 8 and 3 for crying out loud? They get to eat lunch. I mean,
okay.
I need to give the little bastards a break. I'll whip them into shape. Come on.
Does that answer your question, Alan?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I remember in primary school we had the morning tea break. We start at 9 and finish at 3 here. We had morning tea break, and I remember the milk van used to come in and with a crate of milk in the little tiny bottles, and all the kids used to get little bottles of milk.
Was it warm?
No, it was cold. Cold milk.
Yeah, no, I meant like, yeah. They did that here, but by the time they got it to us, the milk was like not cold, it was like room temperature. So
that's horrible.
I have no idea really what they do at this juncture in time, but I know when I was in school, I think through the first 2 grades, we all brought little like throw rugs to school. And in the mornings, I don't know, mid morning or something, you went and got your little throw rug out and put it on the floor and took a 30-minute nap, or supposedly. Of course, the girls were trying to sleep and the boys were all trying to look up the little girls' dresses. But other than that, worked pretty well.
See, over here, they just let them out for a quarter of an hour to run screaming around the playground.
If it's not raining.
Oh yeah, and tuck shop.
If it's not raining.
If it's not like... even if it is raining, Terry. Hang on, we're talking about England here.
Just shove them outside. But it's raining, it's thunderstorm, it's cyclone. No, you're still going outside to play.
Yeah, they might say you can stay inside if there's snow on the ground, but it's only optional.
Okay.
Nice one, Joe. Killing it. Anyway, yeah, we get 20 minutes in the morning to eat our fruit roll-ups, pictured here. In the afternoon, we get about 30 or 40 minutes of lunch in. We sit down and have a Vegemite sandwich because we're all fucking stereotypical Australians. And then we catch kangaroos and dingoes and eat our babies. It's pretty fucked up. Lunchtimes are fucked up.
Trying to read the...
Where are the metal detectors?
All right.
As you go into school.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing your school's like our schools. What metal detectors?
Yeah, exactly. But we did get fences put up to keep the kids, to keep people out now, because they used to have fences years ago to keep the kids in. Then they took the fences away, and then in the last 10, 20 years or whatever, they put the fences back up. But that's to keep people out, not to keep the kids in.
To keep the weirdos out.
Yeah. So it's gone full circle, but for a different reason. Not allowed to have guns here in Australia. Yeah, that's not technically you can have guns, but you've got to go through the right channels and have the right reasons to have them and all that sort of stuff. It's not as if you can just go down to your local Woolies and buy them over the counter.
Yeah, it's not quite that easy in the US either, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is a lot easier in the US.
Mm. Oh, sorry.
Safe, that's beautiful. Everyone should feel safe, particularly at school. And she feels safe for good reason. Australia has some of the most strictest gun laws in the entire world. And for good reason. After the Port Arthur massacre, where 35 people were gunned down, Australia basically said, "Oi, you people can't be trusted with guns, give them back." And I agree to that to an extent. I was recently in Melbourne for the comedy festival and I saw a lot of homeless people screaming and yelling and running around. I don't want them to have guns. But I also disagree with it as well. Because when I go around the country, I always go to gun clubs and pistol clubs and all that type of stuff. Places where they'll let people shoot without a license. And I thoroughly enjoy shooting guns. It's fucking fun. So it's a catch-22. Hopefully you don't catch that 22 in the face while you're eating your recess at school. It won't happen in Australia because no one has guns. But in America, that's just a fucking another day at the office, is it not? But as the government often does when they take one freedom away from you, they then take more. The domino effect ensues. Now you may say that's a silly attitude to have, but also, in relation to guns, I give you this. Gel blasters are now illegal everywhere in the country but Queensland. Basically, gel blasters are these guns, they look like real guns, and that's one of the big problems with them, but they shoot a little gel...
Aren't they paintball guns?
They're very similar to a paintball gun.
Okay.
But I think they fire like a 6mm plastic. Over here, we get. I think they actually fire a 6mm plastic BB. At least the ones we get.
Mm.
That's the stuff that No, Farmers does paintball, doesn't he? That's it.
Yeah, but your farmer does paintball. My son does paintball too.
Yeah, it's a smaller plastic ball than a paintball, if I remember rightly.
Right.
Little ball. It doesn't hurt. It's actually really good fun. When I went up to Brisbane, I actually got to experience these in a proper event. There was like probably maybe 100 people, everyone shooting each other. It was really good fun. You wear eyewear, you get hit with these little balls. It doesn't hurt that much. It's like paintball. It's basically like paintball. But there's another toy, like the gel blasters, that could be facing the chopping block. The old Nerf gun could be no more.
It's a harmless kid's toy when you pull it off the shelf, but there's a sinister side to Nerf guns.
You can put gels in these things without any modifications and use them straight up as a gel blaster.
Gel blaster enthusiasts have exposed a little known but dangerous feature of the popular toy.
Okay, sure. So the Nerf guns...
Well, you can convert them to a paintball gun.
Well, okay, they're not quite. So I guess they're halfway between a airsoft and a.
They just got a. I thought they just had a spring-loaded mechanism that shot out a little foam, little projectile of some sort.
Yeah. Yeah, but if a gel ball's roughly the same diameter as a
as the projectile that they have,
as a Nerf dart,
yeah,
you can make it project that. I mean, you know, it's like.
Cells aren't actually considered illegal, but if you put gel balls, they're then a firearm. What if you put a tack at the end of the Nerf dart like we used to do at primary school? Are they then a fucking bazooka? Like, I know the gel blasting guns, right? I know they look like real guns, and that's probably a problem as well. But shouldn't you just have some nuance with that law rather than banning them altogether? If you walk into a bank with a gel blaster, yeah, sure, put them in jail. But if they're just fucking shooting, going to these events where everyone shoots each other and everyone has a lovely time and they're all consenting, why is there an issue with that? Have some nuance with laws rather than just banning them outright.
And they say it makes a mockery of new legislation that defines gel blasters as firearms.
Nerf guns and gel blasters fire in exactly the same way. Pretty much any of them can do it. And I asked SAPOL whether I'd have to register it, and they said yes I would. So I went into Gawler Police Station and registered this Nerf Mega Big Shock.
A $35 toy, now a registered firearm. Brad Phillips says it's a joke, but police aren't laughing.
I think Americans watching this video will be rolling in their ranch sauce-filled freedom graves. If you're registering Nerf guns as a firearm, don't you think someone at the government should be going, maybe we went a little bit too far?
There is no logic behind it. So we're looking at firearms charges for anyone just going down to the shops and buying a Nerf gun.
But if you use it as intended, you'll stay on the right side of the law.
It's only if you were to load the barrel with some gel balls and fire it, you'd be breaking the law.
Oh, okay, so it's the little tiny gel balls that are the problem. So evil, these tiny balls. What about cap guns? They make loud bangs. Nail guns. What about glue guns? All dangerous stuff. They
Glue
should be
gun,
banned
yeah.
as well. So the title of this video is a little bit misleading, but I wanted to tell you this story about how ridiculous the Australian government is acting when it comes to things like gel blasters. When you ban a toy, people should have the shits. It's not hurting anyone. Fucking relax. If you say that these gel blasters should be banned, okay, maybe they should be banned because they look like real guns. Well, maybe change the law and make them not look like real guns. But should they be banned just because you shoot at someone? Nerf guns also shoot at people. Should these 10-year-olds stop shooting Nerf guns at each other because they look like real guns and because that's going to lead them to kill people at school? Of course not. This is just ridiculous. Nerf guns are never going to be banned, so fucking calm down, nerds. But losing your freedoms as a people in a country suck. Your government should be held accountable. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen of Australia, this is just going to keep happening, and not just with fake guns and shit, but with other things as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Me dick stinks. Toodaloo. Au revoir. Bye.
Well, he takes the fun out of having toys sometimes.
See, over here, it's not too bad, because if it looks like if it's one of these, if it's a replica, if it looks like if it looks like a firearm but it's not a firearm, it has to be a bright color. And with the exception of if you do like the airsoft, and you're a member of an airsoft organisation, where you go to these organised meets where you can have one that actually is not, you can have a black one that looks like an actual firearm. And that makes sense, because then the kids can run around with one that's bright blue with a red end on it, and the police aren't likely to shoot them.
Which has happened.
Yeah,
they make the damn thing so realistic looking. I mean, you can't. It's tragic when it does happen, but
yeah,
police only have a split second to make their mind up whether or not that's a deadly threat or not, and it's not good to be carrying something that looks exactly like a .45 automatic.
Yeah, I mean, we have the odd thing is here we have air pistols and our air pistol limit is quite low power wise. That look like 9mm Berettas and 45 ACPs and stuff, and they look exactly like them, and that's allowed because legally, although they're not licensed, legally they're a firearm.
Yeah.
I'll
tell you what I don't like very much. The toys, that the kids play with, you can argue that till Kingdom Come, but I do not care for these violent video games, which are a way of teaching a conditioned response, and I don't care for that at all.
Like the Call of Duty type games and all that.
Yeah, those kinds of games.
Yeah,
exactly.
You just go around and shoot people.
Yeah. It is it's a real psychological phenomenon.
Well, I've got a
hard time
game.
understanding that. In World War II, they would in Korea, soldiers new to combat would see the enemy, but they would not fire at the enemy. And it finally occurred to somebody that they weren't being trained to fire at a person. They were being trained on ranges to fire at targets, at bullseyes.
Yeah.
And by the time Vietnam came along, all my training was against silhouettes, something that looked human, and it worked.
Yeah,
it worked.
I mean, oddly, the pattern of target that I used in the UK was the figure 11 from 1959. The running Russian soldier, essentially, with an AK, or at least something that resembled an AK from a bit of a distance.
And we had pop-up silhouettes. They weren't just stationary. You didn't see it until it popped up, and you had to find it and kill it.
Yeah, not being Air Force and not being in a direct combat arm. I never ever got to actually shoot on a proper electronic pop-up target range, because every time we went, something went wrong with the damn target system. We didn't get to shoot. We just sat around all day because the range is broken.
Yeah, some things are the same the world over. We don't let the wing nuts touch guns either over here. They got those big ass airplanes. They can shoot those things at people. We don't have airplanes to shoot. Shoot with us, so they give us guns.
And of course, the Royal Air Force has the right idea because of the nuke deterrent thing. All the pilots and navigators have to be officers. So of course, we are the only arm that only sends officers out to do the fighting.
Yeah. Ban Nerf guns. How stupid can you be? Jesus Christ.
Nerf guns are fun.
Of course. I'd say from shooting each other with BB guns, and that's what we used to do when I was a kid.
I've got.
We had rules, though. I mean, we had rules about BB gun battles, and no firing at any part of the body above the waist. And when you limit it to that, you can guess what area below the waist you're going to be shooting at. Hence the reason why most of us in the summertime would be wearing 3 pairs of blue jeans simultaneously. With a couple of Superman comics stuffed down the front.
Yeah. And of course, the US is really weird. You have like the Red Ryder type BB guns that are really low power anyway.
Oh yeah.
And then you have something like the Sheridan Silver Streak, which is like, ooh, very powerful indeed. Those multi-pump up pneumatic ones.
Yeah, those 177 pellet rifles will
I'm going to
penetrate a
shoot
garbage
through,
can.
everybody. So I'll see you guys later.
Okay, Phil.
All right, Phil.
Hi, Phil.
All right, no worries.
Thanks for dropping by, mate.
Okay.
Take care.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Yes, sir.
Hey, cheers.
And I think we better change the conversation, Blue, because otherwise Terry's going to get bored with us.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I think he probably already is, but
yeah.
No, I heard the alarm go off, Alan. I was going to try to sneak off and do that.
Oh, you're going to sneak off and take your tablets.
Yeah.
My trouble is I've done so much talking. I've drunk the pint of water in the glass that was here for me to take my tablets with. So.
And they need more water.
Yeah, I'll do that in a minute.
So you didn't want to share if you want to everyone how you get a Land Rover stuck? Like how could you get a Land Rover stuck in a road that's meant to be a 4-wheel drive Land Rover?
Oh yeah, let me just let me just find some photos. I guess I need to find some photos, don't I? Because it's a good job my son-in-law isn't going to.
He's not sub to me.
Oh no! Well, no, he's at work, so I don't suppose he's busy watching YouTube. Okay, I just realised what I can do. Hang on. I won't be a second.
Yeah.
Let me add a directory. Should have reminded me earlier, Terry, and then I could have been ready for this.
No, I only just thought of it then. When we were saying to change the subject from something, and I'm thinking, okay, what's something completely different to the subject? I know.
Here we are. A little trip out in a Land Rover Discovery. Why did he have to buy the one with the automatic gearbox and a damn great land anchor on the back? There we go. Yes, Nathan got it stuck. Fortunately, we were able to get it. Yeah, land anchor on the back. Front ends rocking as well. Fortunately, one of his friends rang him up and reminded him he's got the self-leveling air suspension that has a push-a button to jack it right up. So Nathan was able to get the land anchor out the ground, and then with a bit of a push from his wife, we reversed it out. Remember, he's got road tyres on it too. But, you know, if you're going to buy a Land Rover on Saturday, of course you're going to go green laning in it on Sunday, aren't you?
Of course. I mean, what good is the damn thing if you can't do that, right?
Yeah. I think the land anchor's coming off the back. I think he's probably going to end up putting some knobbies on it. But yeah, why did he get the automatic where you can't lock the diff? Oh, and I believe he couldn't get it in low ratio either, because when he test drove it, it went in, but then he was like, it doesn't want to go in. So I guess he's going to have a look at that as well.
Well, with proper tires,
Oh,
and a
was I
little
muted?
care
Sorry.
and some experience,
Yeah.
you can successfully get one of these things to go out in the mud.
Well, seeing it was dry, when you look at that picture, if he'd have stopped back further and thought about it, I know your wheels can fall into a rut, but how much clearance he had to the right, obviously there's a hedge to your left, but
yeah, the problem was he was literally going through a gap, so there wasn't really there wasn't anywhere to put the car either side, and he'd already just put us in the hedge.
what, instead of going through the middle, he was going to go through the hedge to one side.
No, he tried getting out of the rut one side, and it just slipped him back in and shoved him straight in the hedge.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Broomfondel. It seems he may have accidentally bought a Chelsea tractor. Although I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure he'll be getting some sort of winching device as well. But
yeah, well, without a winch of some sort, You really shouldn't call it four-wheel drive. You really ought to call it four-wheel stuck. Because that's what's going to happen.
The main reason they went. The problem was that they've got two little ones, and they are really good and do take me out places as well. So they needed a car that they could get two little ones in car seats, and their prams, and my wheelchair, and me, and the two of them as well. And Nathan is not ready for a people carrier yet.
Dora, is that a 4x4 Jimny? Is that like a Suzuki Sierra? What we call a Suzuki Sierra over here, if you're calling it a Jimny.
Yeah, the Jimny's the really tiny little one. They're actually really good.
Yeah, that's a Suzuki.
They're really light.
Yeah, Suzuki. What do I call it? Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, I nearly bought one once because somebody was selling it, and I took it for a drive and realised that actually the 6-inch rays on it made it wallow around like a bloody land barge. And on road, it kind of needed a ground anchor thrown out the back to stop you.
Oh. You've gone through all the images. I can take that off.
I think we've gone through all the images. Yeah, we're back to.
Yeah, Suzuki, the little one.
We're back to
little Suzuki 2-door. I've been rebuilding one for a bloke for the last 10, 15, 20 years now. A soft top one with the canvas roof. Every so many years he brings it to me. He says, "Oh, I need this bit patched." Okay, I've done that. Another 5 years later, I need this bit patched.
Yeah, our friends who fortunately only lived like 5 minutes drive up the road, who came out to rescue us. He's got an ex-military 90-inch wheelbase Land Rover Defender, so that weren't getting stuck.
Bev Try Thinking is premiering a new video like the LIGO one. More derp incoming. Okay.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Level and horizontal.
Yeah, people around my part of the country buy a 4-wheel drive thinking that makes them immune to icy and snowy conditions. All you got to have is 4-wheel drive, right? Which explains why most of the 4-wheel drives around here get stuck in damn ditches every time it snows. Idiots. They don't understand. They don't get the concept that every vehicle already has 4-wheel stop. You can't do anything else. You already got all the stop you can have.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And
once you're sliding, you're sliding.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I was going to say, I thought you all drove big pickups anyway. I thought you all drove big pickups in your part.
I do, but I'm a hillbilly, so I get
They don't all drive pickups. What do they think they are? All hillbillies? Oh, sorry, please.
Yeah.
We're talking about Tennessee here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What, the ones with the big wheel arches at the back with dual rear wheels? The big Dodge?
Oh, dualies? No, I don't have
big Ford, whatever they are, Fords or a Dodge or whatever they are.
Everybody makes a dually of some sort. I don't have one.
You don't have that one?
Don't like them.
Okay.
It's too many wheels.
Well, I suppose the comparison here that the blokes here with the utes, I suppose, in the same category as people having the trucks.
Yeah, I thought utes were kind of different because I thought utes are more like built on a saloon car type thing rather than on a
Yeah, the blokes,
pickup
a lot of the blokes out back like to have the utes. They can throw a bale of hay in the back or whatever and then still drive around on the tarred roads like a normal car. And then do burnouts with their mates.
What you mean like that? You mean something like that Ford Ranchero we saw on
Yeah.
for sale locally to me?
Well, that's an American car, but yeah.
Yeah. From the 70s with the steering wheel on the wrong side.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why they manufacture the cars with the steering wheel on the wrong side.
Mm.
So
Well, like I said,
must be a design flaw.
Yeah, like I said, we need to speak to Carl about this because apparently, for us, the best place to get these American-style cars is from South Africa.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Because they build them all in right-hand drive.
Oh, speaking of Carl, I'm sure there was a Flurfer over in Gems that he said was from Johannesburg. I'm sure it was a Flurfer.
I thought there was a flurfer on Toons the other night who Toon debated, but he wasn't from Johannesburg. He was from Zaire.
Okay.
Bit further up, bit further north.
Later, Christian. Somebody's got to go to work. Must be that time of day.
Yeah. Guess it is in America.
Yeah. 9:15.
Well, some bits of America.
Yeah, some bits, yeah.
Still the middle of the night in other bits.
Flat side. Carl's saying it's a flat side. It might be the one from Johannesburg. Yeah, okay. He was down in Gems the other day with a South African accent and going off his nut.
Oh, it was Sizzle Daft from Zambia.
Zambia, okay.
Oh, Zambia, not Zaire.
Okay.
I always get them two confused, you know.
Okay. Anybody ready for Renty versus that Twitwit?
Come on, let's have a bit of it then.
A bit of Twitwit. Where are we? I didn't catch all of it, but where are we? Who did this? Oh, this is from Everett. Yeah, I had McToon comment on one of my videos the other day. It's unusual. Even we've played him before, but it's a wonder he hasn't commented before. Only because it had I think it might have had Twitwit. Or was it somebody else I'm thinking of that was on there? Oh no, it had Nathan Thompson. That's it. I don't like your music over it. I don't trust it. I don't know what's round 2 for. What happened to round 1?
To get in, please, Don, if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's just a couple of questions basically from the Globebusters show because I don't know whether Whitsitt knew he was on the same debate as I was, but you know, there's just a couple of questions there.
Get out of Gamma.
They moved it to this little bitty channel. Do you know what channel that was?
Yeah, it had like 6,000 subs.
And how many subs do you have?
Well, I've been censored.
How many subs do you have?
Like around that much, I've been censored.
Yeah, this has 7,100. You have 5,000.
Yeah, it's propped up with algorithms. I've been censored. You wouldn't put it on the main channels, though. Continue.
So it's not a
Because you got
little bitty channel, then, is it?
What?
Okay. You also said that the left side is a black swan. You can see the windmill and the mountain to the base. You then repeat yourself and you say you can see the mountain to the base. Did you miss the point where I actually went through that with you?
That there's a little bit of elevation difference as you lead up to a mountain, and you think that's Earth curvature?
Did you miss the point where I actually showed you and demonstrated there was 180 meters missing of that mountain?
Because the elevation, did you map out the difference in elevation from the shore up to the base?
Yeah, the problem is you claimed, you made a claim. You made a claim.
Why'd you come in here? You just got this metal.
You made a claim that you can see the mountain to the base. You said you can see the mountain to the base on Globebusters to Bob. Bob lapped it up, but you didn't present that on the show. I showed you there was 180 meters missing. You didn't discuss that. You never showed any proof of that. You just made a claim. I want you to actually substantiate that and back it up.
Okay, yeah, you can see to the base of the mountain except for a little bit obstructed on the bottom, which is, of course, because there is an elevation difference as it leads up to the mountain, like every other mountain in the history of the world.
Can you provide an image of your calculations for that, please?
Can you provide the calculations where you show me that?
No, you just made another.
You just said there's 180 feet there, right? You just said that.
Your claim,
demo what you mean for us, please.
How do you know you can see the bottom of the mountain, Witsit?
Because look, I mean, he's saying that the entire bottom of the mountain is hidden by all this feet of curvature, and then you move over to the left, and you can see way more of the mountain below it.
That's what I'm talking about, the left-hand side. The left-hand side where you claimed you can see right down to the bottom. I want your calculations and visuals for that, please.
Wait, can you see further to the left of the picture than to where you cropped it off? Can you see further down the mountain? Yes or no?
That doesn't make it the bottom of the mountain.
Hey, Ranty, why does he need help, dumbasses? If I'm so stupid, why
it was my question.
Well, then shut up. I'm talking to him. Hey, Ranty,
okay, I'll answer the question. I'll answer the question. The simple fact is that mountain is nearer than the mountains behind Blackpool.
Okay, so it doesn't matter, right? Because there's still curvature in front of that.
Because there will be more missing from the mountains behind Blackpool than there will be the ones from the left-hand side, which are closer.
But there's still curvature missing, right? Because you claim that at the city landscape...
No, you claim... Let's stay on track. The question is very simple. You made a bold claim on Globebusters that you can see to the mountain base. You can see it all the way down to the base. I want you to provide your calculations for that, seeing as you were so assertive on it on Globebusters, whilst you were simultaneously slagging me off and saying that I ran to the Globers for money and because I was getting shit from the flat earthers. So your claims, I want you to now back up. I want you...
Sorry you're in your feelings because you're a gamer.
Hold on. I want you to back up now your claim that you can see down to the bottom of that mountain.
Okay, so I will go do the math because the math that needs to be done specifically in addition that you haven't done yet.
Right, you will do it. You will do it.
Why are you interrupting me, Ranty? I think you accidentally interrupted me there.
I'm just confirming that
I think you accidentally interrupted me there. So what you have to go do is go see what's the elevation difference in terrain from that shore up to the base of that mountain. Because it's obvious the terrain itself is going up. Now, that's not Earth curvature. It's the terrain itself. Now I will go do that because I would love to just dismantle you again. But I'm asking you a question now. So whenever you look at the city landscape and you claim that it's Earth curvature obstructing the bottom of the mountain, and then I look to the left, do you agree you can see more of that mountain than you can to the right?
Clearly, because it's nearer.
Okay. Now, would the curvature not still be obstructing it?
The clear is it's actually a squared function. So the further you go, it's going to be, if you go 20 kilometers further, it's going to have a greater effect on it. So whereas 350 meters might be the one, what's hidden behind the Tower of Blackpool, but when there's 180 meters missing from the left-hand side, that's absolutely proportional to what you'd expect to see on a globe.
So according to your stance here, you're saying that over the city landscape, there's curvature. And then when you get to the left, it flattens out some.
No, my claim is that you made a claim on Globebusters that you can see to the base of the mountain.
You just keep looping that because you're getting dismantled.
I showed evidence, absolute evidence, on both the left-hand side and behind the tower that there is drastic amounts of that mountain missing, and was able to prove it.
How much is supposed to be missing according to the Earth's curvature?
And was able to prove it. You claim that you can see to the base of the mountain. I want you to
I already said I would. Now that's all you got. So, hey,
when will
how much of the Earth?
When will
it won't take long. I'll do it sometime. I'm moving today.
When?
You're scared, huh?
As soon as he asked Riley to do it for him.
By weekend, yeah.
Sure.
By weekend, right? Sure.
Sure.
Right, perfect. Right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, cool. And do you want to put me on one of the channels with tens of thousands of people, and I'll come on there with the presentation and just completely obliterate you, or you want to keep trying to hide it off?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Bring it on.
Perfect. All right. I knew that if I called you out, you'd have to say yes. So here's the problem, bro, and I want you to think about this before next weekend when I demolish you, okay? I want you to understand, you're claiming that there's Earth curvature blocking in the picture to the right. When you go to the left, you can see that mountain again, bro. Way more of it objectively, whether you want to say some of it's hidden or not, way more of it than you can to the right. But of course, if the Earth is curving, it's going to be curving over that way too, because it's the curvature, it's a tangent point. Now, it did not change in the same picture. And you haven't done the math into terrain difference, and you also haven't answered what amount should be missing according to the Earth curve calculator. In addition, the entire debate, and I don't know if you might want to backpedal right now because you still won't be able to answer this question, where's the geometric horizon in the picture?
Oh, God. Fucking retarded Nathan Oakley. Aren't you ashamed that you can't formulate your own thoughts?
I just formulated 4.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Crickets.
You got 3 that you'd borrowed half off Anthony Riley, and 1 that you'd got completely.
Dude, I don't even watch other people, dude. I'm really busy. Like, I went to Ranty's debates, not even really having looked into what other people say about it. Jim, I literally didn't even know about the picture.
You were
until
so
2
full
weeks
of
after.
Anthony Riley nonsense.
I didn't even know that Ranty had flipped for a long time. Dude, this is the honest truth.
You know what? You know when people said you were being coached, I defended you, Witsit.
Because you know I'm not being coached. You know I come in here every day and don't need to be coached.
I see it more and more.
Okay, so I honestly had not even really looked into all of the arguments from the Flat Earth or even Ranty's. I tried to watch Ranty's presentation and speed it up, right? And then the debate he had with Brian's Logic was like 5 hours, and I was super busy. I was literally moving around constantly doing shit. So that's actually what happened. I woke up Saturday like, oh, shit. So that's what happened. I'm honestly critiquing the image with critical thought, dude.
No.
Another fucking lie.
You're critiquing the image with what Nathan Oakley and Quantum Erasure and Anthony Riley told you to say.
Is that what he told us to say? So I guess we're in agreement then that you can see way more of the mountain to the left. But so because me being an honest viewer here, this is what I said. You cropped out a part of the picture. I'm saying if I was a third party viewer.
I cropped out, right? Okay, so it wasn't on Twitter. The guy didn't do it himself.
Right? Whatever.
Okay.
You conveniently took the cropped out version, not the. I got the full picture on his Twitter too, though, Ranty.
Dude, the left-hand side has no flat Earth proof. It's completely irrelevant. It's a total red herring. You can't see down to the bottom of it. It absolutely conforms to the globe mathematics. It's just far easier to analyze the middle part of it, where you can see everything much clearer.
No, it doesn't comply to the globe mathematics.
Comprehension. Yes, it does.
Okay, then how much curvature should be obstructing the mountain there?
Calculation for you.
So how much?
I literally did it. Oh, do you want me to hand over all my calculations, or are you actually going to do any of this research yourself?
Yeah, I'm sure, and I'm over because I know you didn't account for the terrain difference from the shore to the mountain. I know for a fact you didn't.
Everything was accounted for.
Did you account for the terrain difference from the shore to the mountain?
Everything was accounted for.
Okay, so what's the terrain difference?
Everything was accounted. Go and watch the presentations.
What's the difference in the terrain?
Any of the numerous images that I've posted with all of the calculations on it. It's already been done, Witsit.
Okay, but if there's Earth curvature obstructing view, right? And then you're like, look how much of the mountains are missing. And I look right to the left, and you can see way more of the mountains further back.
Because it's nearer, you idiot.
I understand that. So what was the terrain difference from the shore to the base of the mountain? This should be the first honest. You agree? That should be like the first honest question you ask, right?
Dude, I mean, literally, you've told me you're going to go away and get calculations, right? Fair enough. I already spanked your ass this weekend. But one last question. You said CC and other female asking you questions. Can you just clarify what questions they asked you?
Yeah, she jumped in asking me questions about, like, where do I have the math for this or for that? Or can you explain how it works with this or that? Dude, she's not debating.
No, she asked you to clarify what I'd been asking all debate, and you were obfuscating the point from.
No.
So she did what she did as a moderator to step in and say, hey, look, we need to get this straight. Ranty's asked you questions. have you got this? Have you done that? Have you done this? And then you put it on her as if she was debating, and then you made a claim on Globebusters like she was jumping in to help me out, along with Conspiracy Cats. Absolute bollocks.
They both were obviously biased towards you. They both were putting comments up that were attacking.
One time to just get clarity whether you'd actually brought anything at all, which you hadn't, and Conspiracy Cats stayed out of it completely.
Okay, so he was putting up comments that were bashing me the entire time, and then they both interrupted for your behalf, and then they kicked me off, left you on, and did your little victory lap. He then constantly gave you time in between my response so you can make sure you were ready to respond, right? So to pretend that there was no bias in that, I'll leave that up to the audience. Everyone knows that there was bias. It doesn't matter. The bias didn't change anything. I'm just saying that was a biased platform, and we both know it.
No bias whatsoever. I didn't get any more time than you. You actually got far more time than I did to answer all your questions and all your points. You also, Conspiracy Cats never asked you a single question, and the only time that the lady intervened was to just hold your toes to the fire to find out, to ask you questions that I had been asking and you had been refusing to ask.
Dude, Conspiracy Cats read the super chats off, like saying things like, yeah, you should have brought that, Austin. Yeah, you should have done that. Like just being a little gamma. Yeah, it was.
I'm
not arguing this. Everyone that's honest knows it was biased. Dude.
No, hold on. He just read the super chats out at the end of the stream.
No, he put comments on during the whole debate that were bashing me, Ranty.
And
it's still on the recording, you moron.
And
okay, so to say that platform wasn't biased is a joke.
How is that going to affect the debate? How did
no, I didn't say it was. I said that it was a biased platform. I said it didn't really affect the debate.
You didn't say that. You said Conspiracy Cats and the female was asking you questions. That's an outright lie.
The female jumped in and asked me questions when you were on the spot. You were on the spot and you couldn't answer. And
asked you to clarify questions that
when you were on the spot and you didn't have an answer. She jumped in to say.
I answered questions that you asked me. You refused to answer anything that I asked you. You didn't bring any calculations, and she was just making it plainly clear to the whole audience that you brought fuck all to the debate.
Yeah, I literally didn't bring anything.
I know you didn't, but you brought a load of lies to Globebusters. You brought a load of lies to Globebusters when you said that the left-hand side is a black swan and you can see to the base of the mountains, and that they chopped it off. Utter bollocks. The guy that actually did the photo chopped it off.
Not on his Twitter.
Go on to Globebusters. You actually tell the truth for a change.
Well, okay. All I did was tell the truth. So looks like you're really obsessed with Globebusters. It must have really hurt your feelings that the stupid flat earthers don't like.
Absolutely has pure proof that the Earth is a globe, and you're hiding that from your subscribers. And I'm not going to fucking stop. I'm not going to stop until all your subscribers know that you lot are hiding this from your audience and keeping them in this shithole of a fucking flat Earth.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you, man. I really hope that you try to hone in on me because I will empty the full clip. See, what I do is I sit back and I wait for people to say my name and specifically try to come at me. But then I will expose the shit out of you, Ranty. You will definitely regret it. I encourage you to do it. We've already agreed to have a second debate. I'll bring the images and break down all the math for the viewers, okay? So you can get demolished live. But you can also, only if it's on a bigger channel.
All talk.
Okay, only if it's on a bigger channel, because whenever you first debated another X flat Earth or demolishes flat Earth, or you put it on a big channel, but it seems like whenever I'm there, you don't want to put it on a big channel. I'll bring the evidence and the calculations, get it on a big channel, stop being scared, and how about we just have one moderator? We don't need two moderators. We don't need two moderators that are both on your side, and we don't need them to jump in, right? All they have to do is moderate the time. They don't have to, and in fact, we should have an open discussion period. Not where, give Ranty a bunch of time to act like he's answering, but he just obfuscates for 10 minutes. No, you answer live. So we'll have a live interaction period after you give all your presentations and I rebut them, and there's one moderator and it's on a bigger channel. That sounds a little more fair.
Hold on, you're kind of turning this on to me like I didn't answer any questions and I didn't do this. It was you. You were the word salad guy. I brought the evidence. I brought the truth, and you just word saladed the whole time. And then
can you agree to the parameters or not?
Don't do it. Don't you act like I acted?
Can you agree to the parameters or not?
The parameters of what? That you're actually going to answer questions and bring evidence.
Yeah. Absolutely. So there's only one moderator.
Like I will do.
There's only one moderator. Sure. We have our times to talk or whatever, but then we have an open discussion period where it's back and forth live.
What? Open so you can talk about the... Do you know how many times you said the horizon?
Hey, are you scared to have a...
Do you know how many times
right now? Why can't you do it on camera? And also you have to show your face, Ranty.
Yeah, I might need some of that Dr. Nemesis.
It's a disadvantage for me to have to be examined live and then just get literally just bombarded with insults about my body language. Apparently, I'm reading the chat on my phone means I'm cheating, and you're just sitting behind your camera.
What's that got to do with anything?
Just show your face live so we can read your body language when you're getting nervous and lying, and we'll have a live interaction. If you have nothing to hide, then you have nothing to hide, dude.
Randy, wasn't the reason that you did it on the channel because he didn't want to do it on Conspiracy Cat's channel?
Yeah, because because Agree to Disagree has a format, and they always stick to the format, which is like you get 7 or 8 minutes or 10 minutes on one side and then another, and they always stick to those rules, so you have to stay by the rules. And knowing Witsit, because he can't keep his gob shut and he's always interrupting and he's always been a little gamma. So it's a case of, did we want to do it on Conspiracy Cats where we don't have that ability to shut him up? Or is he just going to go on there and just make an ass of himself? Luckily, funnily enough, he actually, behaved reasonably well. So, but he didn't bring any evidence.
Every debate I've ever been in, dude, I don't interrupt people. You can look at any debate I've been in. The only time I start interrupting is whenever I'm being interrupted and the mod's not saying anything over and over. And here I interrupt people at times, but I've been interrupted for about 20 minutes at that point by 10 people. So anyone so stop pretending I do it all the time. Put it on a big channel. If I'm so stupid, if I'm a prominent name in the flat earth and I'm a globebuster, this is a perfect opportunity to get rid of the nonsense that is flat earth, right? Get it on as biggest channel as you can, bro.
How are you a prominent name? You said they moved it to a little bitty channel with 7,000 subscribers.
Well, yeah, you're real hung up on the fact that I'm on Globebusters, though, huh?
Yeah, but you said, hey, listen, you think you're a big name,
No, I don't. I don't even care. I'm saying you're obsessed with the fact I'm a Globebuster. You keep bringing it up. You keep on basically bringing them up into it, okay, because I'm on the show. So whatever. This should be a great opportunity for you. Do you agree Globebusters is one of the biggest flat earth shows?
To be honest, I don't expect that you're going to bring anything. I think what we should do is let you provide your evidence, and if you've got some semblance of an argument, we'll have a debate. How's about that?
No, what we'll do is we'll save the evidence for the debate, and then we'll see if you can respond live. You have to be on camera.
But you have to bring evidence. You have to bring evidence, though. You can't just bring a one single image and say I've brought evidence. I mean, you have to have calculations. You have to prove that you can see all the way down to the base of the mountain, right? All the way down.
That's not what I have to prove.
That's what you said. That's what you claimed on Globebusters.
We're gonna debate the same thing. Only I'm gonna bring something to show the audience.
You claimed that you could see all the way down to the base of the mountain.
Yeah, you can see the base of the mountains, but there's a little bit obstructed by the terrain, to be expected with every mountain base shot you ever get ever.
Let's get words meaning words here. What would you class as the base? What sort of elevation? How much? How big's the base?
I haven't looked into all the intricacies of this stuff yet, man.
The base about 180 meters. Would that be about the base of it, seen all the way down to the base? 180 meters.
180 meters.
Yeah, because that's the amount that's missing.
Okay, but what's the terrain difference?
Yeah, but what I mean is that what you're going to claim? Well, when I said the base, I meant down to 180 meters.
So there's 180 meters of Earth curvature missing?
There is 180 meters of the mountain missing.
Yeah. And that's exactly how much is supposed to be missing with the Earth curve math?
Yes, it is.
So there's no refraction at all in this image. It's a perfect geometric horizon. Then why would we not map it out?
Where's the flat, my friend?
Do I?
Where is the flat? And you're missing this. You are missing this. You're trying to reverse it into is it a flat Earth or is it a globe Earth? You forget the very premise about this entire image when it was first put out. The first video that was put out was, this is not a flat Earth image and cannot work on a flat plane. It wasn't even mentioned about it being a globe.
Yeah, but to make the claim that it's impossible on a flat Earth, right, you're going to have to account for all the variables. You didn't even account for refraction, dude.
Conspiracy Cats, when he first put this image out on the end of one of his original videos, it was one of his videos, and I did a little part on it. He said, join us on Saturday when we talk about this image, and we prove categorically it cannot happen on a flat plane. Then we did the 1 hour presentation, myself, Ruhif, and Conspiracy Cats, where we said, this cannot happen on a flat plane. We never discussed curvature. It's you guys that actually brought up curvature.
Yeah, that's the whole discussion. Are you scared to talk about that?
The whole discussion was this cannot happen on a flat plane. Now,
that's about whether or not it's curving.
Even if you admit that 180 meters is missing on the left-hand side, that isn't proof of a flat plane, is it?
Okay, so you're missing a ton of curvature. And
not curvature.
when
The
you make
mountain
the claim
is missing.
that something
the mountain,
is
the bottom half of the
categorically,
mountain is missing.
when you say that something's categorically impossible on a flat Earth, right? You're going to have to show how that's possible. Then you did paper trig without accounting for the depths of the angles, and you did not, listen, even count for refraction. You pretended it wasn't there at all. So to pretend that you actually accurately represented a flat plane observation and to be able to stake the claim of impossibility, you're obviously not genuinely a globe earther.
I asked you to bring your proof of refraction on a flat plane. You said you didn't have any calculations. You wanted me to
Are
do
you
it
saying
on the
that there
globe.
isn't refraction on a flat plane?
Hold on. Then you wanted me to do it on the globe, which I obliged you with. And then you tried to reverse it back on me and say, look how he's trying to apply globe refraction on a plane.
No.
And
See,
I'm
what
like,
happened
yes,
was...
you did. Yes, you did.
But no, that's not...
yes,
that wasn't
you
my...
did.
You think that was my intentions, Renty?
I don't care what your intentions.
Okay, well, let's explain what actually happened then. So you were explaining to the audience how this was impossible on a flat Earth. Then you showed us trigonometry, dude.
You brought no...
Why are you interrupting, dude?
You brought no refraction calculator for the flat plane.
Are you done interrupting yet?
At all. And when I actually did do the calculations with refraction on a globe, guess what? It didn't make a blind bit of fucking difference.
Okay.
Right, let me finish.
All right. So what you were doing is you were showing the audience how it was supposedly impossible on a flat Earth, and then you brought out the trigonometry, showing how this couldn't work because of the angles. This wouldn't work. Now, you didn't have any depths in the angles. You just had the angles, just on like paper, flat, trig. No depth of angles.
What do you mean depth? What do you mean depth?
Well, the angled where exactly how far your view goes is relative to how far away something is. So not every aspect of that mountain is at the same distance.
That gets formulated in trigonometry. You do realize that it is a depth calculator too.
Yeah. Did you account for all the differential in depth?
You do understand that trigonometry accounts for that, right?
Basic trigonometry, how does it count? Does it has a specifics to that mountains in your random equation? That's what you're telling me?
It doesn't matter what.
No, it doesn't. I know it doesn't. And in addition to that, listen.
No, he's having a go at you, not me.
Okay, whatever. Here's the deal. Here's the problem. This is what actually happened because I want to account. I want to address your lie. I'm trying to. I know he's not backing me up, dude. Shut up. The whole room's against me every time. So the point is,
because you don't understand the base argument.
Here we go.
You don't understand that the angles are literally the only thing that matters, and that's what they're talking about when they're saying the size of the mountain
shut up
is
now?
smaller.
Thank you. So all you looked at was trigonometry, and you were showing us how it was possible on a flat Earth. And then I said, okay, did you account for refraction? And you dragged your feet. I wasn't saying, did you account for it on a globe? I'm saying you're showing how it's supposedly impossible on a flat Earth. Then you show us trigonometry, and I said, okay. So with these angles, did you account for refraction? You didn't on a flat Earth. You didn't on a flat Earth. You didn't on a flat Earth. So you didn't account for one of the most important variables when perceiving things through a distance of atmosphere. You didn't even account for it at all. And then, whenever pressed for it, you went over there and you brought up the globe, and I was shocked. Like, wait, bro, like. Yeah, but this is not applicable to you showing us how it's impossible on a flat Earth using flat Earth trigonometry, because this is using an R value assuming sphericity. And then you said that I intentionally set it up to make it look like that. What a loser.
So depth of angle, right, is accounted for in the trigonometry. So do you retract that statement then, that I didn't account for depth of angle?
Is it like a generalized depth of angle though? Because isn't it changing relative to the mountain? So how do you account for it?
Sorry, I'm just laughing at all the memes here for depth of angle, because you clearly don't understand the trigonometry account.
You have to have the altitudes all throughout the mountain to get the accurate depths, right?
Hello, yes, and if you also saw during the presentation, I also showed you a whole bunch of evidence to back that up too. But you
okay,
clearly didn't understand it.
Okay, and then my response to the trigonometry.
Orthographic view. Trigonometry assumes orthographic representation. It doesn't account for the fraction limit.
It does not assume.
Oh, wait, real fast. Okay, so we'll talk about the trig during the debate unless you get scared. And then, in addition to that,
no, let's talk about your depth of angle so that I can bring up trig.
Well, I'll look into the depths of it myself. I'll actually do all the math myself.
You talk about depths of angle so that I can bring up trig. It's hilarious.
Okay.
You don't think that they're the same thing.
Okay, cool, man. So then I'm assuming you're not gonna account for a fraction. Now you're saying I have to do it. I have to account for a fraction on a flat Earth. to show that it's
the only
possible.
thing that you have.
So I can just make up any equation I want to and say this is the refractive effect. This is what the globe Earth does, and I can actually fluctuate the
Nobody
size.
said you could just make up anything.
Well, that's what your side does.
You're kidding.
No, 7/6R. It fluctuates the actual dimensions itself just to give a general area, and it said, oh, this is a terrestrial refraction, standard refraction. It literally just makes shit up. Literally, it uses the R value to make it up.
So let's just clarify it. So the only evidence you're going to bring is some made-up bullshit about how the light propagates through the atmosphere to make it look as if those mountains are lower than the tower, when in reality they are higher. Is that right?
I'm not going to say every single thing I'm going to say in the debate, Ranty. I know you think I'm going to, but I'm not. I think you're scared to do another debate when I actually bring something to show the audience. You get demolished.
You just literally told us that you're going to make something up.
Okay, yeah, there you go. That's all I'm going to come up with. I'm going to make something up, Ranty. You should be able to decapitate me. You want to put it on a big channel?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
let's put it on the biggest channel.
Which is?
I don't know. You want me to reach out and see how I could probably get us on in front of like a few 100,000 subs? You want to do that?
We'll see what happens. You know, let's bring it.
Oh, are you scared of a few 100,000 subs? I'm stupid.
Let's get you on Simon Dan's. How's that? That's probably the biggest channel out there.
What? How many subs do you have?
Close to 500,000.
100,000. Okay, yeah. And I'll look. I think I can.
425.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I know I very find it hard to believe. I know he won't be live on camera moderating, so I'm assuming someone else will do it on his channel for him. He can only read scripts and stutter.
Who cares? It says you.
He did a hit piece on me, and he did a hit piece on me freestyle rambling on the couch from months and months ago. He wrote an entire script, didn't respond with specificity to any of the actual points I brought up, even with a script in an edited video, reading, looking down, getting nervous. I know he won't be on camera. And you have to be on camera too, Ranty. But the viewer wants to see us both on camera, man.
I have no problem going on camera. I've never had a problem going on camera.
All right, perfect.
I couldn't be asked that day. I'd already had 6 pints by the time I debated you, and even then I wrecked you. Even then I wrecked you.
Yeah, dude, for sure. So then we should definitely just go. You might as well just get drunk again. We can definitely just do it on like a big channel then. So we got a big channel. We're going to have you're not going to interrupt. We're going to get to make the points or whatever back and forth. Have the allotted time, and then we have an open discussion, and we're both on camera. Then boom, run it. I'm down.
Absolutely, I'll even debate you sober. This time I'll make sure that you're wrecked into oblivion. How's that? Right.
Perfect.
I'm going to go on mute and leave you guys to finish him off.
He's already had
again, didn't he?
He's already had one debate. So this was on the 19th. So this must have been very recent. This came out on the 19th. This video.
This was, yeah, I think that was an exchange that took place over on Jim Panda's Discord.
Yeah, well, I was over there yesterday or the day before, and Twitwit was there with Ranty. I remember the back and forward they had there.
It might have been one.
I don't think it was. I don't think that was that.
Before.
I don't think it was that one, unless that was after because we were showing the pictures of the Blackpool Tower going over it on Jim's. So that must have been.
Well, that's just vintage Whitsitt. I mean, you can't pin the guy down. He's like trying to thumbtack Jello to the wall. It's impossible to talk to the wall. You say, look, the mountains are not tall enough. No. You don't look at the top of the mountains. You got to look down at the beach. Look at the size of the cars down at the beach. You can't see them. He runs around in circles. I would dearly love to see the little bastard try to do trig on, real time.
Oh, but you got to allow for refraction and diffraction and all that.
Well, yeah, that was the craziest thing. I listened to all of that he did to Randy. He's bitching about Randy not taking refraction into account, which actually would have made it worse for Whitsitt. It doesn't make it any better, but he's too damn stupid to figure that out. It, in fact, would make it worse for him. But then Randy says, okay, well, what do we have to go to without really getting into some seriously big time mathematics, because there is no model for refraction on a flat Earth, right? Randy, at Witz's insistence, applies the standard refraction, 7/6R, and Witzit pitches a shit fit because that's based on a globe. Well, now, damn it, you want refraction or you don't want refraction? And if you want refraction on your flat Earth, tell us how to apply it.
Yeah.
Where the hell is the formula for it?
Yeah, flat Earth,
Jesus
your flat Earth formula for refraction. Where is it?
Yeah. And Randy asked for that over and over and over again. And every time Whitsitt went off talking about the clouds and the birds and the color of Blackpool and this and that. The guy's a moron.
Oh, we'll see if that when and if that debate happens.
He tried to pin me down on Cavendish. It was hilarious.
Oh, that would
He tried to pin me down on the testing of it, and he has the idiotic temerity to ask me a question like, "What's your p-value?" And I said, "Do you even know what a p-value is?
Your p-value?
Do you even know what a p-value is?" And he stumbled for a second. I said, "Which one do you want, Whitsitt? You want the left tail, right tail, or both tails?" And he quickly changed the subject again. He knows he knows catchphrases and buzzwords. That's all he knows.
Yeah.
He would make a great infomercial.
John said Ranty actually brought up a curve calculator and he put the refraction value. Yeah, but that's on a curved Earth. That was argued about, John. We're just saying that.
That's right, John. Randy brought up the curve calculator and input the refraction value exactly like John says, and Whitsitt went bullshit over it because it's based on 7/6R. Well, actually, it's not totally based on that. There's you can get different amounts of refraction. I forgot which calculator he used.
I'll have to act dumb.
Walter
What did you
Bislam's
mean? What did you mean by the p-value? I said I don't know what you mean by the p-value.
It's yeah, that's too deep. That's in lengthy discussion. It's a hypothesis test. Okay.
Okay.
Where you're trying to figure out whether you accept or reject the null hypothesis.
Is that the models Tolerance?
And it's such a moot point when you talk about testing of Cavendish, simply because if the test you're talking about is does mass attract mass, I've got official tests, 32 of them, where it mass attracted mass 100% of the time. What do you think the p-value is, for God's sakes? 1. Good God. Just shut up.
You're talking about models Tolerance? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not modus tollens
at all. It's something different.
It's a statistical thing. It's a statistical test for data analysis.
Right.
To properly use it, we would be our hypothesis would be, our null hypothesis would be, the value of big G is 6.67 times 10 to the minus 11th. That would be the null hypothesis. And now we would look at the data, taking into account the standard deviation and so forth, and you figure out a Z value, and you end up coming up with a score for the p value that tells you whether you accept the null hypothesis or reject it. But he has the balls to ask me a question like that, and then has no idea what the hell he even asked.
But I'll ask you the question anyway. Yeah.
He would make a damn bad lawyer. I know that. Rule number 1, don't ever ask a question you don't already know the answer to.
Well, I understand the question that you're asking. Carl says you make science sound awesome.
Science is awesome.
I don't understand all the technical side of science, but I've always liked science.
It makes sense. Sometimes. Until you get to a gyroscope, and then that don't make no damn sense at all. Uh-oh, I think we put Alan and Sheeples to sleep.
Yeah, I think so. Sheepy's muted. I can't hear Alan snoring, so he might not be asleep. Alan! Alan!
Yes, I'm still here. Sorry, I'm not feeling 100% great at the minute, Terry.
That's okay. I don't know what happened to Sheepy. I think he fell asleep.
Probably.
It is getting late for him.
Instead of Stevie, it can be Sheepy. Alan. Sheepy.
Sheepy. Bah! No, that's cruel. Well, all I've got left here is Wally's Level Earth Observer. That was done a day ago. And Simon Dan Rock's Confused Creationists. How long does Wally's only goes for a couple of minutes, so I'll get Wally out of the road. We've got no questions tonight, so any suggestions in the peanut gallery what we could fill in for questions? While we watch Wally.
Hey everybody, where's Wally here? I wonder what Adam's going to do today.
First up, a short clip from the space shuttle, supposedly from 1990. 190 miles up, travelling 18,000 miles an hour, looking at the Earth. A view these guys got very familiar with, apparently.
And this is the kind of view you have from the orbit that we finally got to, about 190 miles above the Earth, traveling about 18,000 miles an hour. In fact, that's pretty much the way we saw it for most of the time we were up there. There was a...
This is James May in a U-2 spy plane at an altitude of 70,000 feet, as opposed to 190 miles up, like the space shuttle.
Oh, he's got James May. And the ISS. This should be fun.
Yes! Oh man, I've got that curvature of the horizon thing.
Amazing, James.
Yep, a bit of curvature.
Very familiar. Looks almost the same as the space shuttle from back in the day.
And James is seeing a bit of
Wonder
curvature
what
too.
happens if we compare the two here? Bear with me.
Oh no, I think I know where he's going with this.
So I blended the image from James being blown away by supposedly seeing curve at 70,000 feet out of his window here.
Oh, and he's not going to, is he?
And I blended the image
Surely
of
not,
supposed
Adam.
curve from 190 miles up from the space shuttle. Let's see how they work out as far as comparing them to each other.
This would be worthy of a critical think. Flatties don't understand optics, you know, mate.
U-2 spy plane. Space shuttle. Strange. U-2 spy plane. Space shuttle. Exactly the same.
He's going to, for sure. I bet you he will. He's going to.
So it would seem the U-2 spy plane and the curvature that James May saw out the window at 70,000 feet, bizarrely enough, is having or seeing exactly the same amount of curvature the lads in the space shuttle saw.
I've made the accusation in the past that flat earthers don't understand optics. I think this is good evidence for that statement. A flat earther could never have invented this, because a flat earther doesn't understand optics.
I've got very basic understanding, so you might have to bear with me. 190 miles up, as opposed to, what's the U2? About 13 miles up. So 177 miles higher up, you see the same amount of curve. Strange.
Oh, yes, he did. Oh, Adam. There's a little thing called focal length of the camera lens that changes the apparent radius of the curve you're looking upon, mate. You have not mentioned that, so all of this is absolute twaddle. Bye, Adam.
I don't entirely know exactly what's going on.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Managed to pull my headphones off my head.
Yeah, the optics for the spy plane were a little bit different to the space shuttle, that's for sure. But try to explain that to the flirters. It looks the same, so it must be the same.
Were they using the same camera? I wonder. With the same focal length lens?
No. Keep going.
Well, that's the two questions I would ask.
Well, I'm going no so far.
But in that case, there's no reason why it couldn't look very similar curve-wise. Remember, if you're looking at the same number of degrees, it's going to look pretty similar, isn't it? The amount of the amount of stuff on the surface you see might be different.
Well, it did look a lot closer, the one out of the spy plane than the one out of the space shuttle, though. The detail, the clouds and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think they used a standard lens by the look of it too for the spy plane one.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, you never know what they're using.
Yeah. Because they weren't going up there for the photography effects for the flat earthers, so to speak, to use to prove anything that way.
Huh.
Yeah, Globy's out in the peanut gallery. Hey, Globy, where you been hiding?
Hey, Globy.
Okay. Oh.
So what are you finishing up with?
Oh, the last thing I've got Simon Dan. I was just seeing if anyone had anything out in the peanut. Yes, Dora, I did see the BBC logo, but we should be all right because it was only just the watermark. We weren't listening to commentary or from that, so we should be right. Where's Wally is an old question. Yeah, I haven't spoke to Wally for a little while. He usually makes a surprise visit sometimes. I don't know if he knows that I'm back live streaming again. I might have to DM him and let him know. Haven't you been drinking the beer with the quiz caps? Oh, yes, John. Oh, jeez. Yeah, but I couldn't read them tonight, John. My eyes mucking up. I know, it would have been a perfect opportunity, that. I've got a heap of them collected with the trivia questions. So, they're there. So. My eyes mucking up today. It's trying to read anything would be a bugger. I don't think there's anything else put away. Yeah, it's a shame Paul didn't have something put away in the over in the Discord we could use when he's not here. I can't think of anything. Oh, and did I tell you, Peanuts, too, that I got my new video card up and running in the computer too, so that's working out all right so far. I don't know how it's affecting the live stream or anything, but can't do any harm. I can't read those, they're too far away. Yeah, I could use a magnifying glass anyway to read them. My eyes can't read them normally. So no flirpers around to even have a conversation with by the look of it. Hey my mum. Ranty destroying flirts, ST, Ranty Jose. And they say once you go flat you never go back. Well, 3 people did. Do you have the drivers installed? Yeah, it's all professionally installed, Carl. I took it down to my computer shop and we did it down there. It was basically plug and play, so it worked out well. The BIOS had to be I upgraded the BIOS because it needed to be the latest version for the BIOS anyway, so that worked out. I didn't need to add any more RAM to it. He said that's plenty for RAM, but I might get another SSD for it because I've only got a 256 SSD, so I might either get a half gig or probably go all out and get a terabyte SSD, and I've still got a terabyte hard drive which I keep all the files and pictures and all that sort of stuff on anyway. But the SSD's handy for a couple of the games I've got and stuff like that. Yeah, I know, I've seen John Bernard there earlier, but he hasn't brought up anything else to sink our teeth into. He's gone quiet. Gary getting perspective all wrong yet again? Gary who? Gary who, my mum? What are we talking about? Stream has been flawless as far as I can see here. Old Dory, you weren't here when we started. The internet crapped out. Missed out on that. Oh, here we go. Hey, yeah, Peanuts. John Bernard's has given you something to sink your teeth into. Okay, if the Blackpool observation height, you're talking about the tower?
No, the location where the camera is.
If the Blackpool Swan the observation height of is 29 feet from the camera. Should you see the bottom of the mountains? Well, we don't see the bottom of the mountains. So far as 20... is that meant to be miles or something? Something to the tower and much more to the mountains. Trying to understand the question. I know your English is not good, John. Trying to understand the question. So he's going by the observer height. Should you see the bottom of the mountains? No, because of the distance. But something so far as 20 miles to the tower. So is it 20 miles to the tower, is it? I don't know. I got no idea of all the all that
I
stuff.
think
The
it was 20 kilometers to the tower.
right, and
Yeah.
much more to the mountain.
It gets really awkward when people start mixing units as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 20 kilometers to the tower, and I don't know, one of those mountains was something like 80 kilometers. More or less 80 kilometers away.
But now he's bringing in radiuses and the geometric horizon.
This thing about geometric horizons and the observed horizon, does that point out that for there to be a refracted observed horizon, there's still got to be a bloody horizon to start with.
And isn't the geometric horizon based off the radius, not so much of the observers, off the observation of where the horizon is?
Well, of course, the distance to the horizon depends a lot on the
Conditions of the day?
height. Well, yeah, no, the height of your height above the surface.
Right. Okay. Observer height. Right.
And of course, we generally talk about across water because that's one of the few surfaces we've got that we know is relatively conforming to
Level?
the globe shape.
I call it level.
Yeah, I mean the surface of the water mostly conforms to a gravitational equipotential surface.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it gets complicated because
now is the geometric horizon he's mentioning there is 6.5 miles. Is that without refraction?
Yeah, the geometric horizon will be neglecting refraction, and
I have to reformulate the question because I don't see what the problem is as in the question. Yeah, should you see the bottom of the mountains? No, not at that observer height. The 29 feet, not at the distance to the mountains anyway. Dora, I learned to be a little bit like just so I skipped all the troubles. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I kept on wanting to bring up the other day on gems, but I couldn't get a word in sideways. Like Blue said, it's like a. What was your analogy, Blue? When everyone's like vultures trying to get in on someone. Yeah, the horizon is simply where the sky meets the earth or sea. The mountain range outline is the actual visible horizon. If you mean sea level, one should say that. John Bernard's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, John. I get you. I know what you're talking about here. Here we go. Am I able to share something? should be able to, shouldn't I?
Yeah,
I
that's the
can't.
thing. On a flat Earth. Sorry, Terry.
Yeah,
I'm just
trying to work
what
out if I can
Carl
remember
said.
how to do this. Yeah, sorry.
On a flat Earth, we should see the base of the mountains, but we don't see them. So, that kind of rules out being on something that's essentially flat. Because we don't see a significantly large amount of the base is the thing. It's not like we're just losing a few meters. We are losing a few hundreds of meters.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember how to do all this. Can I share that? Is that going to work? Or that? There we go. Trying to remember if I still remember how to do all this sort of stuff. Here we go. I think that's the best image, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's the one with a bit of the stuff off to the left.
Yeah, I think that's the best image.
That's where they start arguing, but that's yeah. I mean, it's a good image.
Yeah. Geez, why is the mountains below that tower? Aren't the mountains taller than the tower? By a little bit.
By quite a lot.
There you go. There you go, John. There's the image that you're trying to talk to. Okay, on the left of the Blackpool image that has not been cut. What do you mean that's not being cut? You can see the bottom of the mountains. Well, this one's not being cut. If this is the
Actually, you can't see the bottoms of the mountains.
Yeah, but he said there's an image of the left of the Blackpool image that's not been cut. You can see the bottom of the mountains. Well, this is the actual original image, so I don't know what image he's talking about.
Right off at the left-hand edge.
Yeah, I know that.
He's trying to claim that you see the mountains all the way down to the base.
Mm.
But the problem is you don't. You're still missing 180 odd meters of the bottom of the mountain. There's 180 meters of terrain missing. Over here. There's some other diffraction going on right near the horizon. So right near that point that looks like a
here. Yeah, you can see something funny going on
along
right
that
there.
line.
Right along that line there.
Yeah, because although it's cold, there are still temperature variations that are enough, especially with good quality optics, that you will see some shimmer and what have you occurring. Now,
But just below that, where my cursor is, where the little middle of that little black line of the round thing, that edging there's like the horizon just below the riff, where it is a bit funny. I think that'd be the actual edging.
But what they're trying to say is that what you can see of the mountains behind is all the way down to essentially where the base of the mountain would be at sea level. And we know that that's not the case, because if you create a line that is the scale height of the mountain, i.e. the angular size of the mountain at that distance that we know from the top of the mountain to sea level, and you superimpose it on there, it sticks way past that line.
Yeah, I haven't got that. Yeah, I'll have to get that image so I can have to keep that. I knew I forgot to grab
Yeah.
something.
So as long as you know what the mountain is, so that you know how far away the top of the mountain is from
Yes.
the location it was taken at, you can and you know the height of the mountain because that's recorded. You can work out its correct angular size, and as we know the size of Blackpool Tower, we can work out the angular resolution of the image, and we can create a line that's the correct number of pixels long to represent the height of the mountain. You place that so it's touching the top of the mountain, and it disappears a long way underneath what would appear to be the foreground ground. It shouldn't if it was flat.
There's some people. And there's
Yeah,
a wind
I mean,
turbine. You can just make out
Yeah.
that wind turbine.
Yes, you can. See, the thing is, of course, that we're also working here from a. This is a grabbed frame of video, isn't it?
No, it's an image that I found that wasn't out of a video. So unless somebody's, it's not cropped. This is the aspect ratio of this is full screen, and there's no
Yeah,
cut.
no. What I'm saying, what I was asking was if it was captured from video, or if it was, the problem is that it is actually looking at it really over sharpened and has quite heavy JPEG compression artifacts in places.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know.
That when you zoom in like this, become really obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like the original image if we if we ever could find it.
Because remember, although this is, and I'm doing the old air quotes here, C, you'll notice that isn't actually C. That's the Morecambe Bay mudflats.
Yeah. What the people are walking on there.
What the people are walking on there, where you have to be really careful because you don't want to go and collect the cockles if you're not a local, because a number of years ago, very unfortunately, they brought over gangs of Chinese migrants to pick the cockles, and about 20 of them, I think it was about 20 of them, drowned because the tide comes in there at tide comes in faster than you can run.
Whoa, that's scary.
But yeah, I mean, I look at that and you can see it's been hugely over sharpened, which is why there's those white lines around the people, etc.
And Dora says, "Oh no, mud floods."
Yeah, and also you can see that there is quite a bit of JPEG sharpening going on there as well with the pixelation.
Yeah, I've just been pinching that picture off wherever I see it. I think this came from Gems, I think.
Yeah. Trouble is, an awful lot of people have been capturing this image as a still from video. So it's actually worse than JPEG compression. It's MPEG compression, which is JPEG on steroids, essentially, for video.
Yeah, was this image an image or it only came off a video originally?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know whether this is the original JPEG file that's available on the internet, or whether this is a capture from video. You just don't know.
Don't know.
You don't. Yeah, if you don't know where if you basically don't know where the file come from, you don't know the.
Yeah, but if it was from video, it'd be cropped slightly because then you'd have the play bar across the bottom.
Well, no, because it
From
depends
the
on. Sorry, Blue?
I think that's from the original photograph.
Yeah, but there's still an awful lot of. It's unfortunately over sharpened, and
yeah, well, Gems only allows for
a lot of
certain.
JPEG.
Gems only allows for certain size video files, so if it was any more if it was a better photo, you couldn't download it onto Gems.
That's the original. That's the original photograph.
Yeah, that
JPEG.
one. That one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's from that one.
Yeah.
There's others that are, I think, frames taken out of video that Bev shot.
Yeah. Oh, later, Jinx, you gotta bounce for work.
Anyway, I just realised I need to go. I need to have a 5-minute break because tablets that I should have taken an hour and a half ago.
Well, I took mine.
Yeah, I know, but like, I can't get up and walk away and carry on talking because headset's got a wire on it.
Well, you
Microphone's on the desk.
you take your headset off, and you walk away.
Yeah.
You can do that during the videos, like I do.
I think I need to rush off anyway.
Yeah, well, we're missing out on questions today, so. How long have we been going for, Blue? 3 hours? Yeah.
3 hours, yeah.
Yeah, I think we've bored a lot of people enough.
Yeah, probably.
We'll leave Simon down. That doesn't matter. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we do presenting it. I'll just type me goodbyes out there while we say goodbye. And we'll see what we can do for next what am I doing here? I've got something weird going on. Sorry, Peanuts, I had the wrong thing up. Yeah, there you go. Is that right now? There we go. Yeah, we're going to have to look into what theme we're going to talk about, maybe telescopes and astronomy or something like along those lines to do with Industrial Revolution stuff. So. I think we've covered a lot of subjects before I got me strike. But I think we need to talk about a few things more in detail. We'll just pick out a few things. Please like, subscribe. I don't know how many likes I've got for the amount of people that were watching. Can somebody check that while I'm...
Mine says 19, but you know, it's like...
There's that. And you got any thoughts about a video to come out for anything, Blue?
I don't have anything in the works right now.
Okay.
I'll be coming up with something though.
Yeah. And poor Cavendish is going to go soon. It's on its way.
Yeah, maybe a little bit delayed. They're doing some refurbishment work, and they're probably not going to be finished quite as early as we thought, but that's okay.
Going to be sorry to see it go.
Not bothering me.
I'm going to have a going away party.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, really, really.
Its final send-off. I think that's your dog saying goodbye.
Yeah, I better go take care of him.
Okay.
Thanks, Terry.
Thanks, Blue.
I think I'll drop.
Thanks, Alan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, Sheepy.
Yeah.
I think
See you guys.
Sheepy's gone to sleep. Thanks, Peanuts. Thanks, John, Carl, John Bernards, Vim Fondle, Dora, Miro, Flo Rider, John Jinxu, Stevie B, Bakes Cakes. Don't forget Carl, Anamorphic Mind. Who else? Demon Orb, Fred Nuts. Oh, Fred, I didn't see you out there, Fred. Fred, Miro, John Rapp. I'm going to miss somebody's name, I tell you. Always happens. I'm sure I've seen somebody. I think Dora was out there earlier. Oh yeah, there's Dora.
She's still out there. You already said Dora.
Oh, did I? Yeah, no, I just read the names.
Yeah.
And if you get your name read out twice, you're extra special. Yeah, like I read out Carl again. There you go.
Yeah. Lemons smoosh smoosh.
Oh yeah, Glaby, Lemon Smish Smish. I missed out on Stevie B. Did I read out Stevie? Oh, General Shady.
Professor Phil.
Professor Phil. Yeah, he was on the panel too, so that's two shout-outs. Oh, there you go, Dora. Yeah, that's all as far as I can go. Put your hand up if I missed your name, and you'll get a shout. Did you mention me? Oh, sorry, I didn't mention. Did I mention Carl? Oh, well, you go and do your thing, Alan, and I'll see you later on. I'll see you later, Peanuts.
Yeah, bye, Peanuts.
Yeah,
Nice chatting with everybody.
Yeah, see you next time on same bat channel, same bat time.